is, man. Global warming.
Good daddy, what's the word? What's the word, everybody? Just hold on, I'm getting it together. Reef Dollar, what's the word? What's the word? As y'all come in, man, introduce yourself and what city y'all from, man. We gonna get it on, man. I'm trying to get classic music up here, man, with me. But we doing a show, man, from LA to Chicago. Quan folks, what's the word? I'm just finna drop the link. Jump up here, classic. This shit, I don't get this shit.
Yeah, so I need to be in the stream now to do this.
Yeah, I'm finna do it now. Okay, this is what I was gonna say. Hit the link. Let me see something. I'm on. Gary ain't out in the building. We just was in Gary at a wedding. We was at a wedding Friday in Gary and Hobart. Now we was in Miller, but we came off on Broadway. So you know I know what I'm talking about, Gary. Hey, Quan folks, how long you been in Gary? I got some questions I want to ask you about old Gary. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of
So let me ask you something. Do you remember? The Victory Arms? What happened? Why I let you on, then what you did with me?
It says I'm in a.
Yeah, I used to be at the Victory Arms years ago. It was like on Fifth. That's by y'all downtown, Gary. The police station still on Ninth, right there by churches. On Broadway. I was out there a long time ago. Yeah, I don't know where I was going. Yeah, that's why I was with Oh, so they moved the whole police station? We just gonna rock out right quick, bro. We'll figure it out. We won't do a touch run. We'll figure it out. So listen, my biggest question. I got KL music on here, classic music, baby. Y'all showing some love. Let me show y'all our banner too, so y'all know. Hold on. Man, this motherfucker ain't even big. Yeah, we gonna have to get this together.
No.
All right, so I want to know. Though. Let's get this going. Race Dollar, what's the word, family? Let's get this going, y'all. Let's talk about this because I usually don't like to talk about these type of topics, but I have to point these type of topics out. The Lil Tim and the Vaughn situation, right? What do y'all think about that? Now
Yo,
they,
you can hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Man, I can't hear nothing.
You can't hear me now? KL, you probably had to go in and come back out. Go out and come back in. KL. Yeah, y'all hold on, y'all. We trying to get it together. But I want y'all to answer. I want y'all to tell me, what do y'all think about that Von and that Lil Tim situation? And now they saying that the police didn't. They saying that the police shot him. That's what Truth Teller just said. So that's what Truth Teller said, and I know everybody gonna follow suit with that. So what do y'all think? Do y'all anybody that know the law? Do y'all think that? Do y'all think that's possible? Or do y'all think that's really what happened? So that's why they dropped the charges? What y'all think? I want to know. I don't want to just say or just tell y'all what y'all think. Do y'all think this will happen?
Stop.
Talk to me. He said, we think the DA decided not to prosecute because the reputation Vaughn did. Hey, 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 Sandra, thank you. Thank you. We gonna hold what you said right there. Don't go nowhere, Sandra. Thank you. Thank you so much. Love and betrayal. What did you say? I think the ballistic report will tell it all. Okay. Thank you. So now we got classic music. He back on. Can you hear me, classic? Put a one up if you can hear me. And we're gonna go and get it rolling. Nigga. What do you think about the boy E-Dog with DJU? Hold on. I hear you, classic. Are we gonna get the E-Dog and the DJU thing? I talked to E-Dog this morning. We'll talk about that, Nick. Just give me a few minutes. Right now we're gonna talk about the King Von case, and we're gonna talk about the FBG Duck case.
Yeah.
So listen, y'all, you said Quan folks, you said it was a thing of self-defense, case closed. So where are they coming from with the police shot him or the police killed him? So if that was the case, why would they be saying that the police shot him? They saying that Lil Tim shot him one time and the police shot him 4 times. That is what the blog is saying now. I don't know. I'm just asking. It wasn't there, but on the video we did see fire coming from Lil Tim gun. Yeah. Yeah. So listen, my question is this, and my question is to everybody on here. And always say I'll be attacking the bloggers. I'll be attacking this, I'll be attacking that. I'm not attacking nobody. My mission is peace. But at the same time, we have to start pointing out. We have to start pointing out the fault and who carries the bag and the torch for the drama to keep on being a recycling thing. Now the police killed them. They supposed to be bought off. Listen. Hey, Miss Haley, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Listen. By the court of law, anybody that know law, in the act of a crime, if Tony and Baloney is together and they going to do a what's the word, family? Hey, listen, mob head, what's up? And if Tony and Baloney was all together and they going to do a crime, mob head, jump up here. I'm finna send you the link. KL, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You got me?
Yeah, I got you. We rock.
Yeah.
Listen, listen, listen. Hey, Thrax Gasoline, we ain't acting crazy today. And the thing, Chicago still 19. King Nelly, what's happening? Listen, right? So listen. In the act of a crime, if Tony and Baloney is together, right? In the course of this crime of Tony and Baloney is creating an act. And if Baloney get killed, listen to me, if Baloney get killed, that means Tony gets that murder. Whether if the police killed him, whether if the store owner killed him, no matter who killed him, they get that murder. So in this case, what they saying that Lil Tim shot Von one time and the police shot him 4 times, that still would be Lil Tim's murder. If I never had to come from inside because the ops. No, I did not play. That's some music. That's some music shit, man. I'm talking about some real life. Mob, yeah, what's up, man?
Big deal. What's good, my boy?
Baby, it been a minute, man.
Ah, it's all good, man.
Listen, so what I'm saying is this, Mob. Yeah, I got classic music on here. We got everybody on here. That's right, Quan folks, you right. That's called felony murder. So what I said was this, Mob. Yeah, everybody saying that. Okay, now they trying to say that the police shot Von 4 times and Lil Tim shot him once.
Right.
Did you see that?
I heard something like that. I ain't really see a lot about it, but I did hear something like that.
So by law, if that really happened, you know that Lil Tim's still supposed to get that murder.
Yeah, you're right. By law. Yeah.
By law. So so did that really happen? Or is that just some more things that people are throwing out there, or these vloggers just coming up with their own scenario for the clicks, the likes, and the views again?
Yeah, I think it's cloudy, man. You know, it really ain't clear to see right now. So yeah, it could be a lot of speculation.
So Reeve Dollar, you saying it was a big setup. So if it was a big setup, you got to elaborate on why do you think it was a setup? Like, because I made a short earlier, and I'm steady asking everybody, why do people keep saying Vaughn was set up? Why it couldn't be a bad night? What did he set himself up? I'm just asking. And loyalty and betrayal, I think the self defense part came from all the bloggers and the pictures that they painted of him as being a serial killer, as being this killer for this body, that body, this body, that body. They put so many bodies on the man.
Yeah, I think his reputation played a big role in it.
Facts.
Listen, they said, okay, Sandra said the police is possible cause who shot the other guy, Slutty, in them. Correct. They said the police did it. Now that was the story. That was the story from the start that the police supposed to kill Slutty. You right. You right. Thrax Gasoline. Niggas
Hey,
just want to believe anything to start a conspiracy.
hey, dear, not to cut you off, but I want to say this. I believe the police let off more shots than anybody that night. All them so-called off-duty police officers that was shooting.
Thank you.
Because that's how Slutty and the other dude, they took the headshot, supposedly got hit. And who
Thank
knows, Vaughn could have caught some of them bullets too.
Thank you. Thank you. See, this the thing. This the part ain't nobody looking at, right? See, first of all, you gotta have a trained man. I got a trained man because I'm used to these tactics. I'm used to war tactics. I'm used to fighting tactics. I'm used to how we gotta slot up and how we gotta get out of club. I know how to move in situations like that. I watched that video 2 times and peeped that whole video out. Of 2 watches. If you watch, them boys were slotted out by that door that you had to come out of. They had 2 cars right there by the door where the gate was at, and they had another car down. When they came out, them boys went to their cars. Think about it. When Von and them came out, them other boys went to their cars. They weren't ready for what them boys was ready for. And you got to remember, that's their town. They was there first.
Yeah.
So the police gonna favor them. The
Well,
security in the club gonna favor them.
They actually that's their state. They from Savannah. But yeah,
They from Savannah.
Same thing though.
But what I'm trying to say is, it was a venue for them.
Right.
So it's just like we go to the club, we buy a section, right? So we go in through the security gonna be on our detail. Because we paid them. Right or wrong?
Right.
They gonna protect us.
And then I just want to make this point right here real quick. Like, you know how people look at Chicago, man, as far as just the energy that they carry, as far as, like with the drill music and even Vine's reputation alone, like, so shit. I feel like a lot of that played a major role in that situation, man. Like, they probably they feel like they ain't finna let them boys come down there in their town, and cause out the ruckus. You know what I'm saying? And they gonna be like, I don't think the law was gonna be on their side, man.
My point. That's my whole point. You gotta think about it. You gotta look at this. And this is what I'm trying to tell people, man. That's why I said when they put all them, in regards to what went on, the man still got a mama, just like Duck got a mama. He got kids, just like Duck got kids. All these people that's left behind that's hurt. When people steady put all these negative tracks and garbage on these kids' name, the people that left behind, they the ones get to feel that void. So you got to remember, you got to think about the case that they had in Atlanta already.
Yeah, you're right. I ain't even think of that.
You understand what I'm saying? So you don't think them people have been following them the whole time anyway?
Right.
Come on, man, you out on bond. People ain't nobody thinking about the fact of the hip hop police. Ain't nobody thinking about the fact that they got people that's designated to follow and watch and look and trail everything that went on. Why you think they just let it stretch out long like it was?
Yeah, that's true though.
Why people don't understand that? We always think everything is a setup, a plot, a conspiracy theory. No, man. No, it was a bad night. It was a bad night, man. Didn't nobody contemplate that. It was nowhere in the world that how could they set the man up if the man in the car sleep? Or somebody lying? Who lied? They said the man was in the car sleep.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I'm falling into too much conspiracy theory, but it's very ironic. Dirk and Vaughn caught that case in Atlanta, and Vaughn ended up dying in Atlanta.
Man, listen, listen. Yeah, you caught up in too much conspiracy theory. The thing about it is this. I'm gonna tell you why I say that. His family needs. Yeah, they need to get an autopsy. They should have been got that autopsy. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this though, and I'm gonna put it just like this. Yeah, it's too much conspiracy theory. Just because he caught a case in Atlanta and him dying in Atlanta, that's because he was staying in Atlanta. He'd come home, but he'd go back. He'd come home and he'd go back. But the thing
Oh
about it
yeah,
is
that.
this. The thing about it is this. He would have never got a fair trial regardless. Even on that other case, he would have never, man, listen, when these people put these negative tracks on you and you got a whole team of smart lawyers, smart people. Yeah, Big Drew, that's what we talking about right now. They say Atlanta police killed Vaughn. Do you believe that? So when you think, God, I'm gonna send you the only, yeah, okay, for sure. She said she gonna send it to you. So he said, can you get in trouble for leaking her autopsy picture? Yeah, you can get in trouble for that. They weren't supposed to leak that man autopsy picture. So let me finish saying this. We always looking for a conspiracy theory. Just like with Tupac. Everybody around here still talking about Tupac living and Tupac this and man, listen, man. Listen, man. Hey, man, life is real just like death is real. Everybody want to come up with a theory that says somebody set them up, somebody doing this, somebody doing that. We have to understand the powers that be. You in a city that's trying to clean their city up. They already done gave you a bad name, a bad rap. You from Chicago. You coming down there. You creating crime. You creating problems. So y'all don't think they're going to spend no money to put a task force or a group of police or a group of people on him to watch him and watch every move that they make, watch everything that they do? Yeah, that Machiavelli stuff had people not believing it. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Sandra said that Machiavelli stuff had the people not even looking for Park Killer. You're right. You're right. Because the man wrote all that, and that's what Machiavelli did. He faked his death, came back and killed all his enemies. But ain't none of his enemies gone.
And then, hey, dude, I just want to make this point real quick, man. You know they got something that they call it the hip hop police, but I'm quite sure they got some type of little special little task force or whatever it may be. Like you say that they cover all this shit the same way everybody else on the outside looking in, as far as I guess we call them fans, but everybody that pay attention to this whole little culture or whatever. But I feel like they watching this shit just as well as we watching it, and they know everything that's going on. You know what I'm saying? So they on their trail. You know, like you say.
Facts.
Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Now you hit it on the head, Mob Head. You hit the nail on the hammer. And that's the part why I want people to quit saying that it was conspiracy. Hey, I believe you. I said that too, Jarvis. We need to quit saying that it was a conspiracy and he was set up. No, it was that people caught at the rightful time, and it presented itself, and they moved on it.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't nobody set them up? Didn't nobody play the role? Didn't nobody do it? It was a bad night, man.
Yeah, and then they initiated it. You know what I'm saying? Then they,
Exactly.
on the outside looking in, it seemed like they'll be considered the aggressors. Because if it was more of them than it was of them, shit, that's self defense in my eye.
Exactly. But see, the thing about it is this: once it came like, what's the word? Chicago Steel 19. What's the word? Once it played out, it left room for all this. This happened, that happened. Track 100 did this, this did that. What happened to this police officer? What happened to this guy? What happened to this guy? But at the same time, it all got swept under the rug because nobody really like searched to see what really went on with Slutty. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
Then the other guy came back around. He started talking, but nobody really like searched in there. Like, man, what really went on? Then we got to remember it all happened, and it wasn't at home base. It was in a foreign. It was in foreign land. So by being a foreign land, it's gonna always be. So my thing is, I don't think nobody. You right, King Mike. I don't think nobody played. I don't think nobody set him up. You couldn't set him up. How could you set him up? And the man was spontaneous. He was off the rack. He wasn't scripted. He wasn't like no old fighter. He wasn't gonna telegraph none of his moves. He gonna get up and go. All of them was like that. From him, Duck, Cash, all of them, they gonna go.
Yeah, they made it. To me personally, man, I feel like they made a bad move, man. They underestimated them guys,
Thank you.
and they
That,
went looking for the trouble. You know what I'm saying? And they,
man,
you
that's
know,
all I wanted to hear,
it's sad to
Marvin.
say, but they got what they was looking for, man.
That's all. And Lil Durk told him don't go
And
though.
it's all in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
shit.
because look,
That's
people be
what
saying
that's
Lil
what come
Durk
with it.
set him up. But Lil Durk told him don't go. So how did he set him up? Finish what you saying, Marvin, because you right.
Nah, I was just saying, shit, it all come with it, man. Like especially with the reputation they got. Like if it was the other way around, then I don't even think this conversation would even lasted so long. You know what I'm saying? But
At all.
by being who it was and the name he had, that's why you hear so much. But shit, it could have been the other way around. And then what would have been the discussion then?
Exactly. Exactly. That's why I wanted to hear somebody from another state or from another perspective say it because people always want to make it like I'm being biased. But my thing is this though. You absolutely right, bro. You absolutely right. And that's what I mean by didn't nobody say nothing about nobody else getting popped, hit, shot, dropped, none of that.
Right,
Only person they talked about was Vaughn.
right,
But if we would have if they went back and reviewed the incident, what happened with Sonny, and by they saying he got shot by the police, or by them saying that the other guy got hit by the police, could have got right on top of that right then. Wait a minute. So did the police shoot Vaughn too? You
shit,
see
we
what I'm
know,
saying?
right. Then you got to think about it. The dude, Lil Tim, got hit too that night.
Exactly. He got hit in the leg or something, right?
Right.
So King Nelly 216 said, I don't think ADP killed Vaughn. It don't make sense. to kill an unarmed man. Well, I don't think George Floyd was armed when he got killed. I'm just saying. I had to put that out there, King Nelly. 216. I
I think
don't
that
think
goes
George Floyd.
to reputation. You
Exactly.
don't know if you're armed or not, so your reputation
Exactly.
precedes yourself to
Exactly.
where they're gonna shoot
Exactly.
first.
But I can say this though, man. Like as far as Von not having no gun at night or letting off no shots, and if Lil Tim didn't hit him so many times that they claim the police hit him, that is kind of skeptical in a way because while Lil Tim didn't get hit that many times, if you can see on camera that he had a gun and the fire
Exactly.
came out of his shit, so he did let some shots off. Why didn't the police target him if they hit Von up supposedly? Why they
Thank
ain't hit him so many times?
you. Thank you, man. That's all I'm. See, that's what I wanted. That's why I made it an open discussion, and I didn't just want to do all the talking. I wanted other people to talk. We made it. We made this an open discussion, and I wanted other people to talk because I wanted people to really understand. See, the thing about it is this, Big Pepper, you right. Police see his shots, they gonna return them motherfuckers. And there was a lot of off-duty police out there that night.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
A lot of off-duty police was out there that night. So we don't know who was the smoking gun. But one thing we did see Lil Tim standing in front of him and said, who was that, like they was trying to snatch Von chain off?
I think that was the little Quando dude.
So
What's your problem?
so my whole thing is them people was close up on that man. So if the police shot him all them times, why ain't hit none of them?
Exactly. They definitely did some damage though, shit. Because if they hit Slutty, killed him, hit Louis, and supposedly hit Von, shit, it sound like
Hey,
you know, sound like they could have been targeted to me. That's
say
just the things
say
I'm
it
throwing
again.
out there.
Say it again.
That's what
Say
it
it
sounds
again.
like. Cause shit, ain't nobody else get dropped on the other side.
Hey, say it again. It goes back to what I said. When you in them clubs, and you slotted out in them clubs, and whoever that the security is there and they hosting and they playing, I'm good, family. I'm still a little under the weather, but I'm good. Thanks for asking, Antonio. Thank you. So my thing is this: were they targeted?
Yeah, shit, that's what it seemed like. A logical mind would think that way.
So my
If he,
thing
if
is,
he
why
left,
everybody keep on talking about? Why everybody keep on talking about it was a setup? He got set up. He got lured there. He got the, and when I say that, I mean these bloggers. I want to ask everybody on this. 23 people in the building. The panel y'all up here. I want to ask y'all one question, and I just want an honest answer. Do y'all believe that Von was set up?
me personally, man, I don't think he would.
I don't think he was either. Who else?
I think they set themselves up for failure by making the move they made, and didn't, I guess they didn't shit take them boys as serious as they should have.
Listen,
Yeah, I can agree with that.
loyalty, and betrayal said seven folks were shot per what the paperwork said. So everybody's saying no, no, no. Thank y'all so much. Cause I don't think he was set up. I think it was a bad night.
Yeah, man.
It was a bad night. You know?
I ain't gonna lie. This happened all the time, but since he is who he is, people do throw other conspiracies out there. But yeah, this shit happen all the time, bro.
Yeah.
It was a bad night, man. And people went to shoot. Hey, Nelly, I'm gonna let you up here. Don't be acting crazy. I'm letting you up here now. I'm telling you, get that crazy. I'm gonna get you up off this motherfucker. What's the word?
No, I
Man?
got you. I ain't gonna act crazy, big deal.
Yeah, man. You already got
No, we
your
ain't gonna go
shirt off and
crazy,
shit.
man.
Don't get acting crazy now.
Say
No,
today,
of course not.
today's Sunday, man. It's the Lord's day.
No, of
Right.
course
So
not.
don't be acting crazy.
No, of course
We don't
not.
need
We're gonna have a grown man conversation. Big deal. I want to salute you on everything you've been doing, man.
Thank you, family.
For
Thank
sure.
you.
I see you. I watch your videos and everything.
Thank you.
But as far as this situation, I just wanted to say this one thing. If the police see a brawl and they see me shooting a gun, they're going to shoot me down. They're not going to shoot the dude that I'm shooting at. I'm just saying that.
You
That's all
think
I'm saying.
so? You think so?
I'm telling you, they spot me with a gun shooting it, they're going to kill me.
Hey,
They're
listen.
not going to shoot the guy that I'm shooting at.
Right. So
Hey,
why?
That's all I'm saying.
So
and
listen.
not to cut you off there, but that is something to think about though, because
Right. Right. So
Tim
listen.
had the gun, but they shit. Slutty had a gun too. He was trying to let something go, but they hit him up. So I guess shit, they must have seen him with a gun.
Not only that, Dale, they let them get in the car and pull off.
So that's what I've been waiting on everybody to say. Stop.
That's a great point right there, though.
Let's stop right there. So when Vaughn got shot, didn't none of them have no gun yet? They had to get it. They had to go get the gun.
There was a police car right next to Tim and them truck.
It goes back to
watching the whole thing.
Goes back to what I said. I watched it twice and peeped the whole scenario out. I do this, man.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to what I'm telling you. Them boys was slotted out. They was in the right. Listen, man. Listen. I used to do clubs in my 20s and going up to my 30s. When I came out the club, the thumpers was already at the door. They was at the door with them. They wouldn't let me step out. They wouldn't let me step across the threshold without them thumpers being right there at the door. That was law. Chicago 19, still 19 to Cherry. We had 107.5 on 55th in Indiana, between Prairie and Indiana. When we stepped out them doors, whether we was on 22nd, any of these clubs, by law, security gonna come to the door and we gonna be bumping out. We gonna be right. We gonna be ready. We ain't dependent on the police. We ain't dependent on nothing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's a different day. It's a different day, bro, because when we was going to clubs and when we was moving, man, the police even had to get out of our way. That's what I'm telling you. That's why I keep on saying it's a lot of pretending, and a lot of these people ain't what they really posted and proposed to be, because we done had plenty times where we done had to get it on with the law. Like, man, y'all stop. We ain't stopping. We moving. They up, we up. It's a battle. I got plenty of guys that got knocked down by the police. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But you still get that case. If the police would have killed him or the police did whatever, man, that's y'all case. Y'all made us have to kill him.
Yeah, if me and you go do something, we put something down, and you wind up getting, taken off for whatever reason, and the commission of that crime, I'm gonna get that charge.
Yes, you going to jail. You did it. And you ain't found a shot.
Yeah.
So at what point? That's what I'm telling y'all. I'll be believing like they be throwing that garbage in there to create this type of chaos. Because a baby know better than that. Then it's a video that everybody can watch. It's a video that everybody can see. You see them fighting. You see the shots. I think Quando Rondo got shot in the leg or something, didn't he? Or which one of them?
Nah, I think
Tim was one of them.
Tim dude, yeah.
He got shot in the leg. You see the motherfucker hit the ground.
Yeah.
I feel you, Dale. But see, me, I just like to really, really think logic, like, cause we've been through this. Like, we can only speak on this because we've been through this.
Exactly.
Probably not the same way, but it's all in the same area.
Yeah.
If
Exactly.
I'm fighting, if it's a brawl and guns are drawn, how did see? And this is another question that I got. How did they know Vaughn was the aggressor to even shoot him down?
Thank you. Because everybody out there. Lil Tim Material said Johnny Harris pulled off fingernail puncture wounds, Timothy Lee gunshots injury, Sadie Mercury ran over by a vehicle,
Damn.
Davon Daquan Bennett, multiple gunshot wounds. So this everybody that was injured and everything that happened. Right there. You right, Sandra. You right. I'm gonna click on it. You right. This all makes us wonder how factual that the movie Who Cloned Tyrone. You right. You right. You right. So it's like this. I'm saying this. And then we're gonna move on. We're gonna move to the O Block 5 after this. I'm gonna say this. We have to start taking accountability, man, of the things that's being fed to us and being just given to us by all these people, man, to
Yeah.
be looking for their own gain. And it's destroying our mindset. And it's opened the door to let so many different things happen to us, and it's making us vulnerable. Because it seems like every time something really happened to us, we can't come to a logic conclusion on was our people done wrong, what really happened, did somebody else sneak in and do something to somebody, or was these people targeted? It's always a game or something being played or some type of mishap. It ain't never nothing to be logical. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's okay to do anything to us. And people don't look at it like that.
They say
Yo,
common sense ain't too common nowadays,
it's
man.
not.
Man,
It's not.
man.
And I just got this thing, Dale. Like, I just hate for my mind to be played with because I have a strong mind. So, like, when certain things come across, it's a head. Like, if it's making me scratch my head, because I'm usually good at figuring things out and reading things.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I'm scratching my head too many times. Like, it's too many inconsistencies. Like, perfect example, the grainy footage. All this 4K out here, and we stuck with a grainy footage.
Yeah. That's a good point.
That just bothers me for some reason.
Yeah, but you know why? You know why it's so much grainy footage and these different things like that? Because they want to play with our mind. They want to trick our mind. They don't want. They want their narrative. They want to put their narrative on us, and we have to believe it. Free Rashad, bro, got 16 years. I've been hearing everybody talk about Rashad. Who is Rashad?
Never heard of them.
I don't either. Everybody keeps saying Free Rashad.
He's a guy that was on YouTube, kind of waking people up, talking about nine ether beings and stuff like that. Chakras and all of that. He
Okay.
was saying some stuff
He
that
was
made
like kind of
sense.
part of the conscious community.
Yeah, he was making sense. Like, he broke down time, and he was saying, like, how time isn't considered real. And he
Yeah.
was saying, if we have 365 days, where's the rest of the days if we only have 7 days in a week? It's crazy, man. He was really getting to some stuff. He knew it was
Yeah.
coming, though.
Yeah. But see,
Yeah.
the
The
thing
rabbit
about
hole
that
is
is this
deep.
though. You know why he got 16 years, and you know why he was talking like that. And I'm gonna tell y'all this. Much love to 18 letter. I see you in there. Just hold on. I want to say this, and I'm gonna break this down. She said Francisco Jameson gunshot wound injury. Kevin Jones gunshot wound to the head. Mark Bailey injury. Brian Humphrey gunshot injury. That's all in the list of the paperwork. Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot of victims.
Okay. Now let me say this though. Let me say this to y'all, right? About what's his name? Rashad. They fucked over Rashad. They fucked over Bill Cosby. They fucked over R. Kelly. They fuck over all our idols, all our people that supposed to stand up and be stars for us. And the reason why they do any and everything to us, because we play too much. We don't stand for shit. We spend the most money. We create the most shit. We are some of the most popular people. We all as one. That race shit is something that they came up with. God made us all equal. But we play too much. We stand on, man, listen, people don't understand why I like Trump. Everybody, yeah, Trump is ignorant. He ignorant, he talk shit, he do this, he do that. He prejudiced, he whatever. But he upfront with that shit. He upfront with it, man. I respect anybody that's upfront with it. It's the motherfuckers that behind it is the people that I don't want to deal with. I can deal with a person that could come out and tell me, hey, I don't like your black ass. But I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. And if you really want to eat, you really want to have something, you gotta work for it. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, at least you know what you're dealing with. You can prepare
Exactly.
yourself better.
I'm cool with
Yep.
that. But when you got these type of people, now here it is, this man strong, he conscious. He waking people up. What they do to you? They been getting rid of motherfuckers forever.
Yeah,
Now they just don't got to kill motherfuckers no more. Back then they was knocking the snot out of our nose.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a conspiracy theory. And what we do, we go to our neighborhoods and we tear up our neighborhoods. We act crazy. We tear up all the other shit and doing all this other stuff. And then what we do?
Hey, that made me think about the guy that's from down there where you at. If I'm not mistaken, I think his name was Fred Hampton.
Yeah.
The guy that they came to his house and slaughtered him like a dog.
Man, they fried Fred Hampton, man. What Fred Hampton was doing, he was waking the people up. He wasn't scared.
Exactly.
Fred was waking people up.
But who let him in on them though?
Us.
Yeah, thank you. It's always one of us. It's always one of us. What's the love hater radio? It's always one of us, man, to take that side door for a couple dollars.
Yeah, throw shit, waggle that money in their face and shit, man.
It's
Go that way.
always. My thing is this. It's just like this, and I'm gonna keep moving. Like I got on YouTube. I've been on here, almost about a year now. I done been into it with almost every blogger on this motherfucker, and all I've been talking about is some peace.
Yeah.
Or I might call a nigga out telling me, you lying, man. Stop telling these people these lies.
Hey, not to cut you off, big deal, man. But you know what I believe, just me personally, with a lot of these guys, man, that be, having whatever they got to say about you on these YouTube streets or whatever they call them. I think they scared of what's authentic, man. They know you bringing that real, and they know what your reputation is that proceeds from the streets, not just bringing nothing negative or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But they know like this ain't nothing that you need. You ain't just looking for no financial gain. You know what I'm saying? Like you really trying to come with something different, man. And they don't like that.
But my thing is this,
they come with all that foolishness.
This is my thing though. I ain't trying to stop their money. I'm just trying to stop the killing. It ain't gotta be, bro, we can have all this without people dying. We can have all this without these kids dying.
That's very true.
We can still have this without them dying. What's the purpose?
But like you say, it's sad to say, but I think they bank on that shit, man. Like them,
They
I think a
do.
lot of these dudes wake up and can't wait to hear some bad news about somebody losing their life, man, so they can have something to report on and they can have something to, to make their little coins off of. Because it's like shit. Most of their videos and most of their content be in that vein. You know what I'm saying about shit, death and motherfuckers dying or getting hit up or just a bunch of negative shit.
Man, it's just like not this off topic, but I had to talk about it because I'm steady hearing and seeing everybody putting these conspiracy theories out. So I had to talk about it, and I wanted us to have an open panel conversation because I wanted everybody to be on here and everybody could talk and have their part. But I wanted people to really see like how people play and toy with our minds, man.
Yeah.
So when we be second guessing ourselves, we be like, hold on, wait a minute. But I know I saw that. And
Yeah.
you now you scratching your head like, am I tweaking? But you know what you saw.
It ain't as complicated as it seems.
And
But
I
they
hate
make it.
feeling like that, dude. I hate that because I know I'm sure. I know I'm sure of myself.
Yeah.
You know?
So my thing is, now we gonna leave the Lil Tim thing there. I'm saying that the bloggers helped him out on his case. That's Trap Lord, from Trap Lord to everybody else. I ain't gonna start naming people because I don't need nobody hating on my live. I'm so tired of arguing with these people, and man, y'all just don't know the half. I'm sick of it. It take too much out of me. I ain't got time to have to go make this video and do it, man. I'm straight on all that. So yeah, they definitely making coins off the death of our kids. So let's go to the O Block 5. In my eyes, I believe these bloggers are gonna be the ones that help convict them. Am I wrong? Or do anybody else feel it?
I feel you right, man.
Not wrong, brother.
I
Not wrong. Just loose conversations every day, all day. Breaking news this, breaking news that. Now I ain't tripping. Hey, get your money, but understand your impact though.
Yeah.
So they've been saying that they've been following the drill culture since 2010, 2011, right? Which I know drill started in like 2004, 2005, right? But that's when it was in its first stage and it wasn't about killing. It was about something else. So we ain't going into that. Because y'all been trying to get me to tell y'all about this documentary for the longest.
I seen a video where you was speaking to a woman and you was saying, I don't know if she coined the phrase drill or, she was you know what I'm saying? But the drill, you say the drill came from her. I know they say it came from Pac-Man, but I did see that video.
Pac-Man got it from her.
Oh, okay.
We gonna break it all the way down. We finna break it down, finna make it right now. So my thing is this. They gonna go back to every one of these videos these bloggers have been doing. And they gonna follow the trail.
Yeah.
Easy paycheck.
They gonna follow.
They doing a job for them.
Exactly.
It ain't no coincidence. Not to cut you off, but it ain't no coincidence they came to pick up the man with the mask, no.
Exactly. But I think he volunteered.
Possibly.
And I'm gonna tell you why. And this is why I said it. And a lot of people like Hood and the rest of them, they try to make it like I threw a party about destroying his. I ain't finna say nothing. You know that, like destroying his name or whatever the case may be, but it's not. I only talked about what was self-admitted.
Exactly. You
He
spoke back, man.
said that he gave him his phone. He self-admitted saying that he talked to them about sessions and paying dues. He self-admitted all these things. I never once said the man was a snitch. I only said what he self-admitted.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, now I want to talk to smart people. I want to talk to people that mind is open. I want to talk to people that understand the conscience of the law and how they work. If I'm gonna go back to Tony and Baloney again, because I don't like using these dudes' name. Tony and Baloney, right? Now Tony got a podcast, and Tony make a podcast, and he say, I was there when Susu and Woo Woo got shot, and I seen the guys come out the gangway,
Right.
and I seen them shoot them and kill them when I was riding on the block. So you put yourself, implicated yourself in a homicide that you didn't report.
Good point.
You didn't report. This is a open homicide.
And not only that, not to cut you off, but you pointed out all the major players, the so-called allegedly the major players. You pointed out the so-called shooters and the victims. You said who was in the cut and
so
who did what and who it got done to. So
So with that being on a national platform, like Cal Capone or all these other places, so you telling me when you did this and you said this, you implicated yourself in this, you didn't report this?
And you feel comfortable, not to cut you off, you feel comfortable getting on all these national platforms and speaking that way and saying all this with knowledge of knowing that you, like you say, you didn't report this. So what you think these people gonna do?
Exactly. So
playing with fire.
So it goes back to, I know it probably went over a few people here. So I'm gonna break it down. It goes back to that. So not just one, that's just the first homicide.
Multiple.
You done been there when you seen D Rose with a wig on. And a gun. Going to kill somebody. So you just implicated yourself in another crime.
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna give him a break. We're gonna give him a break. Let's go to Mr. Hood. Jay, with the J. Jay Hood. King Von came and told me what he did to K.I. Slow down. So you telling me the King Von just came to you and admitted that he told you he killed somebody and you ain't called the police? Because that's what the police gonna say. That's what the feds gonna say. That's why they saying that these boys might be the cooperating witnesses. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. It don't sound too far-fetched to me.
Because one thing I've noticed, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest. I follow these guys. I follow them and I watch them, and just off of like they my black brothers. But because everybody got some carnal stuff that they would want to say and this and that, but deep down they still got a heart. So I tune in anyway just to catch it. So when I would hear all of this stuff, I would be like, why say that?
Yeah.
No disrespect or nothing like that. But it's just like, okay, why are you telling us? Like,
yeah.
And
say it with no regard. You ain't taking into consideration as far as the families of these people or nothing.
Man, that's the only thing that put me in an outrage. And I'll be ready to go there. Because at the end of the day, what are you doing? What are you really pushing? You don't think that you're an agent of gentrification?
Yeah.
You don't think that you're rolling the wheel of gentrification for that?
It's just another tool to genocide, man.
Hey, listen, embarrassment is something else to a man of pride. It's a lot of people in the cemetery for that.
I'm gonna be real, Dale. Like, I'm from Cleveland, and from the view that I'm watching y'all city, bro, my heart go out to y'all because it's like y'all got a microscope on y'all state, and it's messed up, man. It's like everybody look at it as entertainment, and it's y'all real life, man.
I keep saying that.
That's real, man.
That hurts me, bro, for real, because like Y'all got some good-hearted people out there, no matter what's going on, man.
And
You
you
can
know
see
how
it. You can
how
see
many
it when
people
they
that's
open their
capping
mouth.
loud
No
mouth,
matter
man.
how many cuss words they say, how many whatever, you can see it.
What you mean?
You can see, like, perfect example. Vine. No, scratch that. Scratch that. We done already talked about him. I'll say Duck.
No, the flow open, bro. You
All right,
ain't
I'll say Duck. Perfect example, Duck. Even though the situation was at hand, as far as, like, what y'all, with the drilling and all of the back and forth and the this and this person and this and that person, throughout all of that, you can still see who they are from afar back. You get what I'm saying?
right.
You can really see they soul for it, like Duck, that Chicago legend. Perfect example. When he made that song, you could tell he was just like tired of that shit. He's tired. He tired of all that, man. And he was showing people that, man, look, it is what it is, but look, hey, I could be a bigger man. I could say these things that people would be like, nigga, boy, you tripping.
Hey, you know, two of the truest things that you said, Dale, man, was when you said that is they looking at that shit like it's a blood sport.
Yeah.
And when you say drill killed our culture, hey, that's shit, man. Hey, it don't get no realer than that, man. Cause not knocking the drill genre, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
and what they got going on, but shit, that's true, bro. Cause it ain't just there in Chicago. You know, that shit is spread it all throughout shit the world, not
Thank you,
just
bro.
America. You know
Thank
what
you.
I'm saying? So it get deeper than just Chicago.
And
That's
that's
what
what
I
I'm
Yeah,
Chicago
believe
is
too.
where it started.
I was gonna chime in for a minute. Shout out to you,
Shout
OG
out,
Big
man.
Deal.
Love, much love, much love.
Me personally, like I was speaking to Big Deal about this a few streams ago. It was a time, like, of course, here in Chicago, like, most of the artists that came out of Chicago was affiliated with some type of mob. Never once did we hear them diss other organizations or anything until drill music came about. When drill music came about, that's when you start hearing all of these this mob K, and all of that. And that was the worst thing that happened. Like what the OG said. Like, it wasn't like drill, like me, my personal experience, I didn't know about drill until Pac-Man. But that was like '06, '07, and it wasn't about, disrespecting anybody or nothing like that. It turned into that. But once a lot of these shorties saw that they can get on and they can make some money by doing that, and you just have people, because a lot majority of people are followers. So when something sparks, a lot of people gonna want to follow the trail of fire. You get what I'm saying? And it's gotten out of control. Me personally, my personal opinion, I don't really put a lot of the blame on the bloggers, because they just gonna report, because a lot of people are attracted to negativity. And if anybody that's fans of drill and listen to, I'm uh killing this op, or I'm taking out this op and F they block and all of that, and they're gonna gravitate towards whatever these bloggers are talking about. In my personal opinion, like, I think definitely it starts, like, with a lot of these shorties, man. They just don't have, like, part of it is the family structure. They don't have no strong family structure, anything like that. And without no strong family structure, influence of people guiding them, then that they don't have any type of self-respect or self-pride. You know what I'm saying? Or, not knowing what to do or how to do anything like that. So they just following whatever's that's popular out here, that they feel that's gonna get them on and get them some money. Or even if they don't get them on and get them some money, it's gonna get them some clout. I may not be Vaughn, I might not be Keith, but I run with Keith and Vaughn, and I knew them before they was famous. So that's gonna get me in the door. I'm gonna be able to make something shake with that. So that's what's going on in a lot of parts, um of the city and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really it gotten out of control. It got out of control, especially once money started getting involved in drill. And then the internet. The internet really is what once social media became available where you can taunt and disrespect people, then it really got out of hand. Because before then, if it was wars between the opposition and somebody can call and say, you know what, we're gonna squash this, we whopped the band more. It ain't been enough damage. We had a few shootings, but ain't nobody lost their life in the process. We're gonna squash it. Then that's what it would have been. But now everybody wants to feel important.
Yeah.
Everybody because they don't feel that outside of their regular lives. So in the virtual world, if you knew you wasn't really much before social media and you got all these people watching you and you were able to monetize that, most people want to feel important and they want to feel like they the main star in the movie. So
Social
that's what
media gave a voice to the voiceless.
So right, I'm learning, right? That's why I'm like letting everybody just talk and put it in now. So I gotta respond to what you're saying now, and I gotta say this, right? That's where the record companies come in at. See, that's the piece that you're missing. See, with all this, the bloggers and the record company is the driving force to play the part in it. See,
Right.
a lot of people caught on the drill late, so they don't really know what went on in the first start of it with the JoJos and the Keiths and the Dirks and the King Louis and they don't
Right.
they only know what's the modern day. They don't know from the start of the path of it. See, I was there when it was birthed.
Right.
And I remember, like I always tell y'all, that's why Kanye West had to go to New York to get a deal. Because you couldn't get a deal coming out of Chicago. The last people that was getting deals that was in Chicago was Twister, Do or
Bump.
Die, and Crucial Conflict, people like them.
Did Bump get a
hey,
deal?
hey OG, don't forget Bump.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but listen, Bump got a McDonald's deal and another deal. But Bump wasn't rapping drill music.
No.
See, people throw Bump in there, but Bump wasn't rapping. Bump had Grammyville, and Bump was talking about robbing and doing
Yeah.
thing. That wasn't
That
drill
it,
music.
it was the precursor to drill music. It was Chicago gangster music.
Yeah,
It wasn't no drill. And that was Bump, like you said, OG.
right. That wasn't Bump wasn't part of the drill culture. Bump was talking about getting money, kicking the dough in.
Yeah.
You would put it with drill, but it was under
Yeah, it was not drill. It
it
was
was
not
under
drill at all.
the Biggie and Pac act.
Yeah.
Like Biggie and Pac should have never got compared to each other because Pac had a message and Biggie was a street nigga.
Mhm.
So it was no comparison. You couldn't compare them together. But the media played a role in that and brought about both of their demise. And it's the same thing that went on with us with Chicago. But the thing about it is this: it became so profitable and
Mm-hmm.
so marketable that it affected the whole United States and outside of the United States,
Yep.
just like Mob had said. So when we start to really look at this thing from a full face value, yes, it does have something to do with family and upbringing. But you have to also remember, we don't have shows like Good Time no more, or the Cosby Show, or things like that was actually like the facts of life and the different things with the whole
Different world and stuff like that.
right things that was educational and things that kept people kind of grounded. We started having like Love and Hip Hop. We started
Yeah.
having Wild and Out. We started having all these different shows that it just seemed to make like everybody was rich. So everybody wanted instant gratification. Everybody wanted to be up top, up front. Nobody wanted to take the stairs. So if it took coming out to disrespect somebody or talk about you was gonna kill them, and you knew that these people wasn't gonna play with you, but you would take that risk to lose your life, for that 5 or 10 minutes of fame, and maybe
Mm.
thinking that it won't happen to you because everything drives it into that. Look at who we look at as these young kids look up as idols and stars.
Yep.
And then when you go back, you look at either one of them doing the unthinkable, like telling on somebody, get out of there, like telling on somebody, or somebody doing that. Somebody say was in the kitchen, somebody doing the unthinkable about telling on somebody, or they kissing each other, or it's just some of the unthinkable things, man. It's like our kids, they left without role models. Ain't nobody, everybody painting their nails and their toes, and it's
Yeah.
like it's different. It's nothing. It's nothing that they can really actually like ground themselves on. It's
Yeah,
all
I agree. I definitely agree, OG, because like I told you once before, when I was coming up, like I looked up to like dudes like y'all, you know what I'm saying? But the generation has changed so much that even my mentality is viewed as old school. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm old to these shorties. But when I was coming up as a shorty, like when I remember like people like my uncles and everything that was affiliated with the mobs and all of that, driving 86 Cutlasses or 86 Grand Prix, and like it was MC8, it was Redman, it was Top Authority, it was the Dayton Family.
right.
That's the Scarface. That was like the old Chicago to me, growing up when all of the projects was still up, and it wasn't like it was a completely different Chicago. So I definitely ain't like you said, because I grew up watching Good Times, watching Different Strokes, watching Sanford and Son, and I was born in '88, but all of those reruns and all of that, that's what I
I
was
still watch
watching as a
that to
short.
the day, and the
Hmm.
reason being why I still watch them because it keeps you grounded. I had put a thing up on I'm talking about a thing. My wife told me I got to use my words. I had put a video up with Mr. T, and the lady had like made a joke on him, laughed at him because he had holes in his shoes, and he told her, he said, "Man, look, I got on over $1 million worth of jewelry. I ain't broke at all. I got plenty of money." He said, "But I put tape on my shoes and where these shoes were holes in them to keep me reminded where did I really come from. I came from nothing." He said, "I don't never want to lose that. I don't never want to eat." It was something like he was like, "I don't never want to forget that. I don't never want to step away from that." And I felt him on that because a lot of people do lose their grounding when they start dealing with what's going on in the everyday world. That's why, like, everybody, like, man, why you going against the grain? I done talk to everybody, man, no, just do it this way. You should do it this way.
Yeah,
Do it this way.
yeah, they
No,
follow it.
I ain't doing it that way. I'm
Hmm.
doing it the way I was taught. See, what a lot of people don't really realize and understand is this, man. When we was coming up, you could not touch and play and mislead no kids. If you got caught giving a kid a pack, or you got caught, uh, man, messing somebody's kid mind up or doing something like that, man, they beat you to death like they did Freddy Krueger.
Hmm.
That's
You can't
facts,
do
man.
that, man. You can't, man. If you let somebody find out you done gave a 14-year-old a gun, or you done gave a 13-year-old some work or something like that, you man,
The
and
whole hood gonna
and
jump
they
on you.
found that out in the neighborhood, man, they gonna beat you to death.
Hey, hey, big deal.
That's facts, dude.
Hey, let me say this real quick. I don't want to get off topic, too far off topic, but
No, go ahead.
I
We
just
good.
want to touch on the drill, the whole drill thing. Like, me personally, man, I believe, like you say, with the labels and the higher up people that really push this drill shit, the strongest in a way, you know what I'm saying? Because it started on the ground level with us, but it take them to, put it on all these major platforms and everything else. But I feel like they using this drill shit, man. Like this one of their strongest tools for depopulation in our communities and mass incarceration in our communities
Thank you, brother.
and division. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you,
Just as
brother.
far as that's just being divided and it's just keep fueling the fire, man. But this, I look at that shit drill like a weapon of mass destruction, man. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yep.
me personally.
You know what it is, man. The problem is, in my personal opinion, absolutely, they're going to exploit. They're going to exploit us because this is what they've been doing for a very long time. We was exploited during the crack cocaine epidemic. We was exploited before that. The problem is we don't research our own history. That's why we never learn as people. And what I mean, I'm not talking about going in like with spiritual that the spiritual chakra. No, I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about what's been done to economically sabotage us over and over and over again. It's
Right.
even if you don't like to read, you can watch documentaries from the 60s and from the 50s and see it's the same thing that's going on right now. They even had they even got videos from the 40s and the 50s on how to sell to the Negro. That's online right now, and how we want to buy certain things to compensate for our lack of self-esteem because of what's been instilled in us all the way back, not just from colonial times, on that we're less than. And a lot of us feel like we less than. And that's the conversation we don't want to have. That's why I say when you have an upbringing, like I don't have any children on my own, but I help look out for my nephew and raise my nephew. Um, and like even with my uncles, I love my uncles, but they taught me some of the wrong things, but they didn't know no better themselves. You see what I'm saying? So I make sure I don't make that mistake with him. I got him into boxing. I got him into learning discipline. I let him know that I love him, and I still in him that it's a lot of people out here that not going to want to see him succeed. It's a lot of con artists out here that's going to try to take advantage of him if they feel that they can. And I teach them to love your own people. This is who you are. You're a black man. Learn to build and work with your own people. And it's a lot of people that's not doing that, unfortunately, because when you study these white folks' history and you study some of these other groups' history and everything, a lot of them are no different like from us as far as their communities, and they got a lot of dirt and grimy stuff that go on in their communities. The only difference between them and us is they not put on that public stage. They not being exploited in the media to point out the flaws in their community to make
Right.
them look like to make them look like a certain way. See, the thing with propaganda and brainwashing is that
But look,
people are consistent with brainwashing and propaganda, the people that they're talking about, when you see yourself on the news as a criminal all day, or when you see yourself on the news as somebody that's doing the worst, all you start to believe it about yourself. And
Yep.
that's the problem with a lot of black people. Not only do you start to believe it about yourself, but you start to even adapt to it, which is why you'll have certain people that if they didn't come from a proper household and the people ain't really raising them nothing, and they being raised off television and they being raised off of what they put out here in the media, then that starts to affect their subconscious on how they view themselves and they view their own people. And all we got to do, like they say, you know, you don't, if you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in a book. But a lot of us don't read. A lot of us don't take the time to read. We just go along with the flow on what's ever being put in front of us. And that's our biggest problem, because ain't nobody out here got no love for us. Like John Henry Clark said, black people, you ain't got no friends. If you want a friend, look in the mirror. Because any other group that has been able to take advantage of exploiters, then that's exactly what they're going to do. All you got to do is look at the history of what happened over in Europe. Over in Europe, what was they doing? They was torturing each other. They had monarchs, kings and queens, and the people underneath them was the peasants that they exploited, and they kept the Bible away from them. Where the only people that can read was the king. That's why they call it. That's why you got the King's English and King James Bible, because they was the only people that can read the Bible. And I'm not a religious person or anything, but that's the history. And if anybody got caught trying to educate themselves or pride on their people, what did they do? They torture them. They put them in the rack. They quartered them in front of everybody. Those are the same tactics that they took, and when they left out of Europe into Africa to get us from Africa and bring us to the States, that's the same tactics that they used on us to torturing us, emasculating us in front of people, to put fear in people. That's the same tactics that they learned. That's what they did to the natives. And their whole thing was that we're going to have to make an underclass of people. And that's when they created the race thing, because they knew that they couldn't have what they had in Europe. of poor white people going up against them as they trying to be the elite and get their money. So that's when they created the system, and they put blacks as the permanent as the underclass, so they can and have everybody going up against blacks, so people can feel like they better than without paying close attention to what the elite is doing to rake in the millions and millions of dollars that they doing.
So let me say this
I
though.
feel you.
Let me say this. You on point, right? But the only thing you leaving out is this. We don't have no unity, bro. That's what destroyed us.
No, I covered it. I covered it. Big deal.
Listen to me. With those other people that you talking about, no matter how they hate each other, no matter how they don't agree with each other, they come together to one common denomination. We gonna get this money together and survive and thrive. We can't do that. Like right now, I got a project going on in Chicago. It's called Put the Guns Down and Put the Bag Up. Well, I'm putting together a mixtape. All the drill artists, R&B, we even gonna figure something out for the R&B artists. If you look at my interview and I said to Butter, I asked her, I said, for the sake of your family, and you would be able to make some money and live your life, would you sit down and make a song with them guys? Did y'all remember what his answer was?
I don't think I saw that one, OG.
Yeah, I got an interview with
I
him.
ain't see it either, Dub.
I remember watching that, but I don't remember exactly what his answer was.
No. He
Hey,
said
Big
no.
D, I just want to ask this one question real quick, man. Like, just to piggyback on what you speaking about. What you think that created so much division amongst us as a people?
I'll respond to that real quick.
A house nigga. A house nigga. It's simple.
But what? See, here's the thing: we got to understand, OG. Why was he a house nigga to begin with? Because the way that the system was set up, it was set up for him to get rewards and benefits for being a house nigga, to turn on his own people. And that's the problem why we don't have any unity, because we've been brainwashed to step over each other like the crabs in the barrel mentality. We've been brainwashed to step over each other to get to reap the rewards at the top for financial stability. It's the same thing. Black people, the reason why all of these other groups got unity and we don't is because they don't have a history here that we got. They wasn't taught to hate each other and stripped of everything and demeaned and tortured, and they coming from a foreign land. A lot of these people are coming from foreign countries where their culture and everything is still intact. Not saying we don't have culture because we've created our own culture. What I'm saying is that they wasn't brainwashed to have self-hatred and not trust their own.
So you saying they go back to the whole Willie Lynch theory shit?
Yeah, Willie Lynch and the history of black people throwing other black people under the bus for their own financial gain and different things like that. And it's because of the way things are. You can just look it up. The way things have been, whether it been laws, policies that has hindered black people. Black people, of course, being double agents for COINTELPRO, different things like that.
Do you think the lack of resources
Like
and
a
poverty
resources play a major factor.
role?
That plays a major factor in it.
Resources is the main thing. That's the main problem. That's what I'm saying. It's no need for the Willie Lynch no more. There's no need for COINTEL. There's no need for any of that. We have self-hatred with each other.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Listen to this. Listen to this, man. We keep on talking about this elephant in the room. It ain't none of that no more. There's no need for it.
Facts.
Because we are so deeply rooted with hatred against each other. It's nothing that need to be in place to stop us, because everything that have took the domino effect.
Right. So the medicine already been taken.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Listen to this. The food already been poisoned. We just eating on it slowly.
Right.
Listen.
Facts.
Jay-Z let's think of Jay-Z, Beyonce, LeBron James, uh, Magic Johnson, just all these black elites that holding some money, created our own bank, created our own, just created everything. So where we can start having resources, we can start creating our own job, creating our own things. Do you still think it'll be an oppressor? Do you still think that it'll be somebody that actually could have to stop us from doing what we need to do? No. You see people get on Instagram. You see people get over here on Instagram, get on YouTube, get on this, and they are making a living for themselves every month, a decent living for themselves. But they doing it on the back of these young kids dying. They're doing it on the back of destroying our culture and destroying our people. So it's no such thing as what we can't do no more.
Yep.
It's just now. It's like when a person is caged in so long, you can remove the cage and they don't even know no more. They don't even know no more. If you look at all these people that come home that went to jail in 2010 when they was beefing, they was rapping, and they was doing all that, they come home with the same idea. They came home doing the same thing they was doing when they left for 2010 because they came in, they stuck. They stuck and they think this the only way and it's the only way that they can get where they need to go. So with drill music, everybody think that drill music is all different. There's no talent in it. You very rarely can find somebody that's really gonna talk about something that's positive. Everything is shot, drop, and slide.
Yep.
Yeah.
So why not? Why not buy into drill? You put the money behind these guys, and then you go buy the cemetery. Then you go buy. Then you go get insurance on them. Then you go buy everything that they gonna need when they bury each other. Then you go put your money into the prison system.
Yep.
Then you go put your money in everything that you know that's a for sure thing that you're gonna pay off with your investment investing in drill.
It all got a direct correlation. The prison system, the graveyard,
Mm-hmm.
shit,
Yeah, the food
the gangs,
industry,
the
the medical
mafia,
industry,
you know what I'm
See,
saying?
all
yeah,
of it
that's
is,
why I
is
rock.
correct.
Goes back to like
Something.
back in the day with the group Public Enemy. Professor Griff, that was a part of Public Enemy, man. He used to speak on that a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like mass incarceration and how they took out the like the music that was trying to like, like unify us and educate us and shit like that, as far as like goes back to what you was saying with the TV shows and shit like that. And they got rid of that music, and they put that's when the NWAs and all that music started to come about. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And the
Well,
whole
you
gangster
gotta
music thing.
understand that was a hiccup from the jump because at the time they didn't know how rap was going to educate black youth or what Public Enemy and KRS-One and all of them was talking about because rap was still something new and they were
Yeah,
just looking for a way to capitalize off of it at
yeah,
that
yeah,
time.
yeah. But it still was a tool that was part of building us. You know what I'm saying? It
No,
wasn't
no,
so
no.
much destroying
You
us.
no, you misunderstand what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that when a lot of these people, the business people, first came into rap, they let Public Enemy say what they want to say. They let KRS and them say what they want to say because they didn't realize the impact. It was still new. They
Right, right,
didn't realize the impact on what it would have. Once they realized the impact on what it was having, it was easy to market it, rap, because they were trying to see if they can market it, if they can make money. They was in experimenting process at that time, in experimental phase. Once they realized that they was able to do that, of course, once NWA came out and they saw that it was a market for gangster rap, then they started exploiting that as well. And that's when all of the gangster rappers came into play. And we had and really when you look at it back then, the factor of most of the source of gangster rap was in LA. And they was exploiting not only the gangster rap scene, but the culture of what was going on in LA with the Bloods and the Crips. That's why we had the movies Colors and we had all of
Hey, let
these.
me add, not to cut you off, bro, but let me just ask you this one question real quick. If you had a room full of people from probably 18 to just say 35 or
Mhm.
just say 40, and you ask them what's their 5 favorite movies, probably of all time, what movies you think they'll say?
They're going to say Menace to Society. They're going to say
Scarface.
Boys in the Hood.
Okay.
They're going to say Juice. They're gonna
Okay.
say New Jack City and more than likely colors.
Exactly. Right. So just look at that alone. And I was just making that point just to go back to just how the rabbit hole really gets so deep, and
No,
how
no, I
certain
agree with
movies and certain content and just certain shit get pushed to the forefront, and how it you know what I'm saying, how it plays on the psyche and how it develops certain shit over time.
No, that's what
Yeah,
I was saying.
it primed
That's
us.
what I've been saying from the jump. That's
Yeah,
been
it
my
primed
argument
us.
from the beginning, from the jump.
It
It was
primed
all
us for where we at now.
yeah,
Yeah.
even destroying the black family, man. They made it, of course, where they offered like a lot of us don't even know our own history to the point that we think black men was just unproductive. We listen to a lot of people that tell us about us to the point that we believe it about it. A lot of black men fought on behalf of our families. A lot of black men sacrificed their lives and did everything that was necessary to try to keep their families apart. I mean, keep their families together. The families were separated due to the government getting involved in the household to desecrate the black family. So the black family cannot work in a cohesive unit and work with other black families to build wealth up because the man is the lead, not the woman. The man is the lead of the household. He makes all the logical decisions when it comes to finances, when it comes to what's going to be the next move. Of course, your wife, she has input in what goes on, but at the end of the day, it's going to be your ultimate decision. Is because if it's risk to be taken, you got to take the risk because you're the person that's ultimately, as a man, that's going to have to deal with the consequences if things don't go correctly. So
Yeah,
what
you wait till you get married, talking like that.
hey, you know what, OG? I know for a fact, based off of like my past relationships and certain things that I saw. Like, look, like my wife. She gonna have input, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be my ultimate decision on which direction the family is gonna go in. If she can't deal with that, I'm sorry, sweetheart. You gonna maybe I ain't the man for you.
My wife
But
couldn't. I ain't finna tell her no shit like that.
because
Her
here's
and the
the
dog
thing.
gonna jump on me.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. In every other group, the man is the head of the household.
I'm
It
the
was
head, but
it
that's my backbone.
huh?
I'm the head, but that's my backbone.
Oh no. Of course. The wife is there to be the support figure,
Now
and she gets that.
her opinion, and her input, and what she say, and what she got, it gotta play a role in it because at the
No,
same time,
I
it
agree.
it
I
it
agree.
balances. Listen to me, hear me out, so you understand where I'm coming from. It balances us out because it be
Yeah.
sometimes I be on go mode, and it be her soft voice or it be her touch to say, "Hey, calm down, baby."
Because even
So what if I put her in a situation to where it's that she thinking that at the end of the day, her voice or what she got to do or she got to say, it don't mean shit. That means
no,
I'm
I'm not
gonna
saying that.
for it.
I'm not saying that. The only thing I'm saying is that, of course, like I said before in the beginning, she's going to have input, and I'm going to listen to what my wife has to say. But if I feel that it's not logically making sense, or if I could see, here's the thing that certain women to do, and I'm not putting this on all of the sisters. Sisters, I love y'all, but you have certain women that'll make the ultimate decision, and then when things go left, the man still gets the blame. You even got some women that'll say that, well, if you was a real man, you would have been in the driver's seat in the first place to the point I wouldn't have to make the decision that got us in this predicament. I'm not trying to be in that position. You get
That's
what I'm
true,
saying?
Bill.
And that's the only thing that's the only thing I'm saying. I'm not talking about the ladies out there. I love my women, the women that support us. And yes, you are right. They are the heart, they are the backbone. But
Yeah.
like women too also make decisions based off of emotion. And men makes decisions based off of logic. The only men that makes decisions based off of emotion and not logic is men that was raised by women.
Now let me say this to you though. Let me say this to you. That shit probably was true back in 1929. What I'm telling you is this. You groom your woman to be as you.
Mm-hmm.
That's your backbone. That's your significant other. So that wouldn't make y'all 50-50. See, my wife, she gonna go off before I do. When it's some wrong shit, I be out to tell, hey, calm your ass down before we be in jail.
Yeah.
If she gonna go, she conceal the carry, she be ready. What do you say to my husband? I be like, hold on, wait a minute, I'm the man. Let me
Right.
do this. Because
I
she
get what
want
bro's
back.
saying though,
Listen,
because
she
women
want.
are incapable of leading. That's not
Oh,
their nature.
I ain't gonna say that shit.
I wouldn't. You know what? I gotta disagree with that. I mean, I hear what you're saying, and as far as history goes, you know, over time, it's kind of been pumped up and shit and pushed out there to make us believe that women is incapable of leading. But
I ain't
I
saying
gotta
that shit,
disagree with
Bob.
that because
No,
shit,
and I
you know,
no. Listen, let me
to
let me
me
let me
personally,
just
who the strongest creature on this earth?
no. We get that, and we're not taking nothing from that. But we're saying they're
And
not
without women, we
able to
wouldn't even
lead
exist.
in a relationship.
Exactly.
Without a
Okay,
woman, we couldn't
I'll put
exist.
it this way. I'll put it this way because I want all of the brothers to hear me out. Because like I say, ladies, I love y'all. I don't want nobody to take this the wrong way.
I love them too. I'm
Yeah,
not
I
Hey,
throwing
love
no
look,
hate
your
out there.
motherfucking
without
woman probably listening right now.
nah,
Nigga,
because
you ain't getting
listen,
nothing.
without you, it ain't no me. It ain't no me. Without you, it ain't like with all the women, it ain't without you, it ain't no me. But what I'm saying is that when you look at what they did to our families, they gave the women Section 8, they gave the women crumbs to
Yeah.
get rid of the man. And they did why would they do that? They did that purposely because they knew for a fact that if a lot of these households are led by single women,
Yeah.
that more than likely the children that they was raising would not be a threat. They would not function properly,
Yeah.
which is why
So,
you
so
have a
you think that's
majority.
why they did that?
Absolutely.
That's for sure
Now,
what I do.
I let you have a flow. Now, I need you to listen to your big brother for a minute.
I'm listening, OG. Go right ahead.
Thing about this is this, bro. They attacked our women to stop us from reproducing.
Mm.
See, it's bigger than what we think. They listen, man. It's chess, not checkers. If we not in the household, we can't make no more babies.
Wow.
Who overpopulates the world?
Women.
We not the motherfucking
It's supposed to be
minority.
like
Sure.
8-1 or 9-1 or
We
something like that.
the majority. So if you destroy the black man and the black woman, and you get woman on woman and man on man, how
Yeah.
do we reproduce?
Yeah.
So
But
when we sit down and we feel that we gonna teach our sisters and we gonna treat our women as they inferior and they useless, the only thing they can do is give us babies and have sex, and they don't have the right to make a decision or the right to step up and say anything. That makes them resent us.
Fact.
They resent us. So when they resent us, that means they start liking on each other. That means they start trying to reproduce with each other. That means they start making us feel like we are obsolete. It's all a game.
Yeah.
It's all a game. It started off with giving them sex. It started off with all that. But now that the women feel like they're inferior to the men, that's why they make movies like The Woman King and different things like that. Because we have in our mind that they not supposed to make a decision. They not supposed to do. They not supposed to do that. But in any relationship that you want to go anywhere, if it's work, whatever it may be, it has to be an equal right somewhere in there. So
Hey,
when
okay,
you
when
I
start
want
thinking
to
hey,
that,
let
want to
me just
respond
make this
after
point
you're
This
done.
shit don't
real
work,
quick, bro.
Bill.
I
I
want
just
to
want to say
respond
this
after
one
you're
thing.
done.
I just want to say this one thing just to piggyback off what y'all saying as far as the women and the men hold different, the differentiation or whatever. When Bill was in that White House, who you think was really running the show for real?
thank you, man. Thank you.
And
That's on him though.
go back to Barack. Who you think really was
Thank
running
you.
that show for real?
That's on them though.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Man.
When you mention Barack, are we gonna act like Barack wasn't awesome before he met Michelle?
Hell no.
Barack was a Harvard graduate
Hey, that
already.
don't make no
When
motherfucker
he
awesome.
met he was already doing his own thing.
That don't make no
Michelle,
motherfucker awesome, though. You see
no,
what
no,
they
no, no,
saying
no.
about Barack now, though?
I'm not saying that.
They saying
She
Barack, they
she
trying to
added
say Michelle a
now
man.
she was a phenomenal woman. Michelle is a phenomenal woman. She added to what Barack already had. No different than Pauletta Washington. awesome, phenomenal woman. She added to Denzel. You get what
Coretta
I'm
Hey,
Scott.
saying? A lot of
like,
these men,
you,
they already
you
had
really
their
want to know what
business
I
in
think
order.
about Barack? You really want to know what I think about Barack? Did you see Barbershop?
Yeah, go ahead, OG, because I want to respond to what you were
Did
just
you
saying a
see
minute
Cedric?
ago.
Did you see
You say Cedric
Cedric
the
Entertainment?
Entertainer.
Did you see Cedric Entertainment?
Yep.
Man, motherfuck Barack.
Yeah.
Barack ain't do
No, I'm with you.
motherfucking thing
I'm
for the
with you. I'm with you. I'm
Hey,
just pointing out
and
those
not to
certain
cut you
things.
out real quick, I just wanted to say this real quick, bro. And that's coming from a brother from Chicago.
No, we all know Barack ain't done nothing for us, man. We all know that. We all know that. But
Talking
see,
about some motherfucking Barack. Man. Hey,
That was a
hey,
bad example though. Like Barack, you see what he did when he first got in? What was the first thing he
see,
did?
no, I was just pointing out those. I was just pointing out
LGBTQ.
those
Yes,
elements
sir.
as far
LGBTQ.
as,
That's what he
far-
did. Hey,
Yes, sir.
if they let Trump get on that ballot again, I'll vote for Trump.
I'm
Man, me
voting for
too.
Trump
Trump.
ever
I'm
since
voting
they
for Trump.
better vote for him.
But see, here's the
Man, if we
thing.
don't get Trump in, we might be in trouble.
But see, here's the thing. We've been so brainwashed to think
Yeah, I'm
in a
glad you know it.
reversal. We've been so brainwashed to think in a reversal mindset. Like to what you were saying, OG. I'm not taking away anything from the women that
No, I ain't taking
legitimately.
that way.
Oh no! I know you not. I was just saying based off of my statements, based off of my previous statements. Um, but what you gonna call it? Like when you look at what they did with the family, like the whole
Yeah, you're
like
right.
before the 1960s, we had strong intact black families through the height of racism, through the height of
Yeah,
prejudice.
but who did that though? A
No, I
woman
know.
didn't break
I'm
that up.
getting
Martin
down
Luther
to
King
it.
did that shit.
No, I'm getting down to it.
Okay, go ahead.
When they implemented the welfare system, and when they implemented different things like that, and was giving the women crumbs over the men and elevating women over the men,
Oh, bro.
it created. Let me just finish this,
Go ahead.
OG.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me just finish this real quick.
My bad. My bad, little bro. I apologize.
Uh, no. I was just saying like what you were
Go ahead.
saying
You
that
right. Go ahead.
what you were saying about they didn't want us to keep reproducing. That didn't stop women from having children. You got women who was having children by other men based off of the fact that they were just looking for a man to have a child because they got incentives for having more children in the household. You increase the pay, more children in the household, you get more money. So now if you living in a public housing anything like this, you getting a good $1,000 a month or $1,000 every 2 weeks, and your rent ain't nothing but $59. And the majority of that money, unfortunately, was going towards the women. Some may have went towards the children, but with the lack of family structure, what you have 3 to 4 undisciplined children in a public housing complex where it's no jobs, there's no resources around, it's crime and drugs, and this is what they all get involved in. So guess what? There's no father in the house. She's getting money from the government to have all these children that are not being properly raised. He is no resources around the environment. So what he's going to do? That child, especially if he's a boy, he's going to go out and he's going to get involved in something, some type of criminal activity where he's going to get strikes implemented on his record until they get ready to send him to the imprisoned industrial complex. Whether it be Stateville, Menard, Pontiac, any of these facilities that's already waiting for him. Also, the school to
One question,
prison
brother.
pipeline, and
Can I ask you one?
that's where
Can I
we've been.
ask you
That's
one
where we've
question?
been going.
Let me ask you one question though.
Mhm.
Who put all that emotion?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Black
That's
man.
what I've been breaking down when I said
A black man.
they, huh?
A black man put all that emotion.
Who was that?
Martin Luther
Martin
King.
Luther King.
Martin Luther King wasn't implemented. He wasn't fighting
Man,
for.
what's wrong with you? Man, you smart as hell, 18 letter. You smart as hell. Without saying, listen, man, do you know how the black family and black people thrive during segregation? Do you
Mhm.
know we had our own money? We had
I
our
was
own
just
bank.
saying that.
We had
I
our
was
own
saying that
currency.
before the
We had
1960s.
our own. Listen to me. Listen to me. I heard that, man. I need you to listen to me a little bit.
My
We had
bad.
our
Oh,
own
I'm
everything.
listening. I'm listening.
We had our own everything. He let the president talk him into that desegregation. We all equal. We all equal. We fight for rights. Ever since we got the right, we ain't been right since.
Mm.
Our money don't stay in our neighborhoods. We don't own our own banks no more. We don't thrive together. We don't do anything together. Everything in our neighborhood leaves. Our dollar do not stay in our neighborhood at least 10 hours. It leaves. So it goes back to all this came about Dr. Martin Luther King and all these other people. You're right. Civil rights wasn't right. Looking for civil rights. But civil rights didn't do nothing but hurt us. It hurt us. It crippled us. It put us at wedges with each other. Then you got to think about this. Yeah, they gave aid checks and they gave welfare to them. But who put mass incarceration in effect? I'm listening. Because you just said women don't run nothing. But when Bill Clinton was in office and his wife was running the White House, who put mass incarceration in place?
Them Clinton.
Hillary Clinton and all of them.
And who
But I
else?
think
Who else?
Bill.
Who?
Bill.
Hell no. Who the president right now?
Oh, you talking about Joe Biden? But you talking about
Yeah,
you talking about
Harris.
Who the president right now?
Joe Biden. You talking
Biden.
about
All
the
right,
crack
then.
laws of the
It was Hillary Clinton and
1994.
Joe Biden, man. Go back.
Yeah. No, but see, here's the thing,
Kamala
right?
Harris played a role in it too.
Here's the thing.
You said what? What you say?
No, I was saying Kamala Harris played a major role in that.
Yeah.
Well, she was a prosecutor.
All
She was
three
a
of them did.
prosecutor.
So that's what I'm trying to tell you.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I want everybody to understand where I'm coming from. Even with the whole civil rights thing, you know whose plan was it to implement civil rights from the jump and get people involved. Now I don't know everything, but based off of from what I've read, it was Eisenhower, because due to the fact that Eisenhower serves as a general in World War II, he started getting the idea in his mind that the United States was eventually going to become a World War II situation against black people here because of the hatred, the racial hatred that we was experiencing and different things like that. So it was already in his mind to create the civil rights situation due to the fact of what we was going through here. Now,
it was in his mind or not. It took
No.
a black man to unite it because we followed the black man with the we should overcome movement.
No, that's what I'm saying, OG. They had to get Dr. King. Of course, they're gonna use the black man to be the face of it, but he wasn't. They was going to do it whether it was Dr. King or not, because it was
couldn't
to
have
the
done
point.
because the black people would have never trust them. We didn't need them. What did we need them for? We had bootlegging. We had our own everything. That's just hey Queen Sheba. That's just like with the lottery, with the state lottery. That's black
Yeah, that was policy. That was policy.
Yeah, policy. That's black owned. Then the mob got in it and tried to take it.
Mhm.
Then the government took over it.
But
so the whole thing is black people was thriving before then. So we can never say that a woman can be conscious enough to make a decision.
But majority of that back then, those was the men that was operating on most of that, OG. But
So this
another
my
thing,
whole thing. So you think that movie? What is that with Bump J in it?
you talking about Madam St. Clair in Harlem.
Right. So you think that didn't happen?
Madam St. Clair was a true character, but they was few and far in between. For every Madam St. Clair, you had 10 black men that was running the show.
Yeah, but you missed what I'm saying. She was running her own show.
Yeah, but how many Madam St. Clairs was it back then?
So what I'm saying, so you said Harriet Tubman couldn't make no decision?
No, what I'm saying is that it's very few Harriet Tubmans and Madam St. Clairs out there. For every Madam St. Clair and every Harriet Tubman, you had 10 to 20 men that was handling their business. That's the only thing I'm saying. I'm not saying that they don't exist. All thing I'm saying is that most of the time it's the you. I'm gonna put it this way because I wanted to touch on something that you had said prior when you were saying with the prison industrial complex and all of that. Bill and Hillary wasn't the start of it. What started it was the 13th Amendment after slavery, because the 13th Amendment was no one should be a slave in the United States of America unless they are property of the state, state property, property of the state, which means that those was people. That's how they continued slavery during the prison industrial complex because they had to figure out a way on how they was going to make money off of it. It's all tied into money. They was
Hey,
trying to figure out a way on how they was going to make money off of ex-slave population once these people was freed. That's why black people was getting locked up on trumped up charges, or I mean, black men was getting locked up on trumped up charges like loitering or just
they on your bumper. They on your bumper. They on your bumper. 18.
Oh, that's all
Queen
good. That's
She would say my grandma.
that's all good.
She
But I
said
got a
my
question
grandma
for
had her
everybody.
own lottery.
I got
That
a
money,
that's
she
cool.
said that
They
money,
can
that
they can
money
be on my
go through my
they can
family.
be on my bumper. It's all good. I ain't tripping. But I got a question. I got a question for everybody, and I want the brothers on the panel to really think about this. If we're not able, if
I'm
we
gonna let
can't,
a woman up here. One of you women step up here, man. Y'all got to come on up here and
and
Damn, what you
I'm not a misogynist or nothing like this. I'm just kicking the
I'm not
real.
either. Let's get that
The
clear.
funny
I'm not
thing
either.
is, if we gotta fight with our women over leadership, how the hell are we gonna go against other men that don't have
so
that
you
problem?
think a woman just that weak that a woman can't outflank a man?
But what's the point of getting with a man if you want to do that?
That's what I'm trying to say though. What's the point of having a woman if you don't want her to be able to have an input in what's going
No, it's not that deal. It's
It's not
just
that. It's
we're
not that.
understanding each
It's just
other's
that
nature.
the reason why the black community is in turmoil right now is because of part of that has to do with poverty. It has to do with lack of finances. It has to do with lack of structure. It has to do with a lot of things. But part of
on?
that too is
What that
role
got to do with
reversal.
women though?
It's it's the role reversal.
I don't get that. I'm trying to figure out what
It's
that
the
got to
role
do
reversal.
with women. Queen Sheba, welcome to the panel, sister.
Good evening, everyone. How are you? How is
Hey, how you doing,
everyone?
Sheba?
We
Let
doing
me
pretty well,
introduce
Miss
you.
Sheba. How you doing today?
We got Mob Head up here.
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well, Miss Sheba. How you doing?
I'm good as
I'm
well.
good. I can't complain. I can't complain. I'm glad you all are doing well.
Mhm.
That's right.
Miss
That's
Um,
Sheba, we got Mob Head up here. We
for
got
sure. For sure.
Nessie up here. We got 18th letter, and we got me. And we have
okay. Okay. Well, I was listening so far, and all I have to say, to what the gentleman was saying is that that is true. There are far more men that were on the forefront of all areas of the black movement from Jim Crow and beyond. I mean, from when it started in 1492. I mean, but the point that I would make would be that throughout the black man's oppression, his ups, his downs, his slips, his falls, his glory, his honor, his woman has always stood beside him through
thank
all
you,
of it.
thank you.
This thing that has happened to our household, it's happened within the last 40, 50 years. This is not how our people normally live. This is not how it goes. And it's still women, even though it's not many of us. There are still women that understand their position in the household and understand that we could make or break the household. And we choose to stand where we are supposed to stand because to emasculate my man would be to emasculate my boys.
Cool.
It would be to destroy my legacy.
That's right. That's
I,
right.
I
You
definitely I
know,
definitely understand and I definitely respect everything that you're saying, Miss Shiva. Because I don't want
Hmm.
it to come off. I don't want people to come off like I was raised by my grandmother. I don't want
I
people to come off that
understand,
I'm a
darling.
misogynist, anything that I'm a misogynist, anything like that. Um,
Hmm.
I just noticed that when you look at the systems, because I'm no different from anybody else. I was raised the same way. But when you look at
I
the systems
know.
on what's going on with all of these other
Yeah.
groups, they have the men are the ones that's leading these other groups as far as them everything that they're doing to build a community. I do believe
Right.
that it's a lot of
Right.
women that definitely stood by us because the thing is like our women has been used to turn against us a lot, and that's the thing we don't really understand.
That started during the times of chattel slavery. They would bring our man in front of us, rape him, beat him, degrade him in front of the woman and the children to traumatize the woman so that she could tell the children to listen to this white man and be so scared that it would be nothing she wouldn't do to protect her man. That was a part of the
Uh-oh.
systematic brainwashing of the black woman.
Uh-oh.
Okay, it began then. It has turned into this today. I'm not saying it's right. It's totally wrong. It's totally wrong. The imbalance has destroyed us. It has destroyed our children. It has destroyed us.
Because I know from personal experience, it's you got a lot of black boys that's walking around that feel like they was never loved by their mothers, and some of them
It's
even
a
have
lot
self
of them.
hatred. They have self hatred based off of themselves. Because if you have certain mothers out here that tell their kids that black men ain't nothing and you
Mm-hmm.
less than, or look at your little ugly a looking like your daddy and everything, that
Mm-hmm.
develops a self hatred in that young boy
Yes,
as a man.
yes,
That's why it's easy for him to go
yes.
out here and blow somebody else's head
But
off that look like him because he hate himself.
that's the truth. But the woman, in order for her to look at her own, a long time ago when I was a little girl, I would hear the old people say, "Mama, baby, Papa, maybe."
That's right.
You know, that's your child. Some people, maybe it depends on how they was brought up or how they was taught to look at bringing a child into the world. I was taught by tough people. Like my family is not like real big on showing emotion and things like that. Very stubborn people. Um, but at the same time, when it comes to our children, you know, it is no greater love. It is
No.
no greater devotion. You
Yeah.
know, my daughters and my sons know I would die for them. I would die for them with no hesitation, with no hesitation. Because what would my life be without them?
Man.
It was a part of me, it was a great part of me even becoming a woman was bringing them through to this side of creation.
I just want to
But
say this.
there's some women that don't think that way and they think that their children are not a blessing. They think they got to go to the abortion clinic. They think that, you know, they teach these boys that they not supposed to cry and they hit them and beat and bang on them and
Mm-hmm.
just 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 take all the emotion out of them, just treat them like trash. And it's horrible.
Awesome.
It's horrible.
I just want to
Yeah.
say this real quick.
Can, can
And,
I
and
just respond? I wanted to respond to King. I'm gonna let you go, brother. I just
go
wanted to
ahead, do your
respond to
thing, bro.
King LX. You taking your personal experience, brother, and you equating that to everybody else. Like my person, like I was raised by a very strong, loving grandmother who was very conscious of being black, and on top of that, she was very conscious of being business orientated. But my personal experience is not majority of a lot of young boys I've seen, and I'm not using the mother as a scapegoat. I'm simply just quoting, just stating from a lot of these brothers that I know their experiences, whether it be the extension cord whoopings, the being beat with broomsticks, hit to and emasculated with beat with an inch of your life at the age of 5, 6, and 7. That's a lot of these boys experience. That's part of the reason too, as well as the brainwashing, because we've been brainwashed to hate ourselves. But part of that is the reason too that you have these boys walking around with so much pent up anger and frustration because they
Yes.
because they taught that even if the person that's supposed to be the protector is the victimizer, they're taught that you can't they're taught that you can't I mean, that's you, King LX. That's you. You one individual. It's 20 million black men in the United States, brother. You one individual, and I respect that, and I respect your mom for doing that. But then you have a lot of other brothers that just they was taught you can't, no matter what, you can't say anything against the way you was raised. So they walk around with pent up anger and frustration, and guess who they're gonna take it out on? The next black man that they see walking down the sidewalk.
Hey, just let me respond to what you're saying real quick. I just want to ask a question to you, brother. I don't know your name, but I just want to say, if
18
you
letter. 18 letter.
18 letter. All right,
Yeah.
okay. So if you look around our neighborhoods, our communities, the black, community around
Mm.
the United States, and I know this sounds cliche, but if you look in these households, majority of these households, when it comes to a mother and a father, who presence is there?
That's
I
right.
agree. Now I got a
So
question. I
you
agree.
don't think
I
I
agree
just
with what you're
and I just
saying.
Bob
want
Ed.
to
You
rebuttal from
came
there.
with
I
it,
just want
Bob
to say,
Ed.
go ahead, do your thing, bro.
You came with it, man.
No, but see, I got a question for you, brother. Your name
Go ahead.
Baldhead?
Mob
My
it.
bad.
Mobhead. So with the women being the only one there, who got more influence over the child? The person that's there, the person that's not there?
Stop, Royce. Stop.
I mean, for the you know the answer
Mm.
because the person at prison gonna have more influence. But
Because like
who?
for instance, like
But who? I
like
mean,
mo- like
let
like
me
to,
let me rebuttal. Just let me rebuttal
okay.
on what
No,
you said.
no, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you. I just wanted to add this real quick. I'm gonna
Go
let you
ahead.
rebuttal. I was just gonna say because when I was coming up, like as far as male presence, I looked up to my uncles because they was there. I looked up to my grandmother because she was
Yeah.
there, and she taught me. She the one that taught me how to do finances, about money. You know what my grandmother told me about us as black folks? She said my grandmother set me down, man. Um, and this bothers me just even thinking about it. But my grandmother set me down, and I didn't even want to have to talk about my grandmother's demise and all of that because she was dealing with cancer and all of that. But when she told me that I need you to be strong, I need you to take care of my finances after I'm gone, baby, because it's a lot of black folks that don't have nothing to leave their children, and I'm not gonna put you in that predicament. This was what my grandmother taught me. And I didn't even, she was like, I know you don't want to have this conversation because I didn't want to have it with my mother. And I didn't because that was my everything. So I understand where a lot of brothers are coming from. The same thing with me. That was my everything. And she had more influence over like the way I think between her and my uncles. Like, even though they was street dudes, the type of law that they was raised under the same as OG Big Deal, that was instilled in me too. So the people that's there have more influence than somebody that's not there.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel that's that's common sense that they would have more influence just because their presence is
Yep.
there. So they gonna pick up off what they see, but at the same time, that person that's not present, the person that's not there, that's creating that void, you don't think that they have just as much uh, percentage of that problem than the other half,
Hey, you right. And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna
if
add this.
not more worse
You right.
of
And
a problem?
I'm gonna say this. When 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 I departed with my son mother, Fat Shorty mother, when I moved, he had his bag too. And I'm like, where you going? He like, with you. I'm not staying here.
Hmm.
And that's how it was to the day he
Daddy
left.
baby. Daddy
You know
baby.
what I mean? That's just how it was to the day he left this earth. Man, I'm
That's my
doing my
voice.
candy. And that's just like with my other kids. They mama wanted to move to Minnesota and all that. Man, they ran away. I look up there at my door. Now, I'm not going nowhere with her,
Daddy babies.
and I never talked against that. You know what I mean? I just, all right, let's go. That's why you go back, you see the pictures, you see, man, I got kids. All my pictures with my kids, they always been around me.
No,
You
I
know,
get what you're saying,
I,
OG.
I never took that like the women, a woman, a woman. We got to allow them to play their part and understand the significance of what the role that they play. I'm not never gonna tell my queen, okay, you cool, but you ain't making no motherfucking decisions. I ain't doing that.
No. You got me. You like what I'm saying is that I'm not saying that. The only thing I'm saying, like for instance, how Queen Sheba is speaking up here.
Right,
I'm gonna listen, and they're gonna have input. But what I mean by ultimate decision, I'm gonna be like, baby, what you saying, I'm gonna take into consideration, and we're gonna sit down and we're gonna think about this together. But with the way things are going out here, if you a man and you paying close attention to the economy and different things on what can go wrong and what can go right, you're gonna be like, I think this is the best direction that we're gonna have to take. That I'm gonna be the one that's gonna put this money behind this to make sure our family is straight. That's all I'm saying.
right,
I'm not saying be a tyrant because the funny thing is when black men talk about leadership, everyone makes the assumption that you got to be a tyrant or you're talking about oppressing or anything like that. I'm talking about being a leader because at the end of the day, as the man, I'm the one that's going to suffer the brunt of the consequences when things don't go right. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Hey,
Can I say something?
Dwayne Wingate though, he right. What he's saying, he right though.
Yeah,
Yes,
he is right.
yes,
He right. But at the
yes.
same time, not to cut you off, Queen, but just to
Hmm.
respond to Dwayne, yeah, he absolutely right. Because most of the fathers, was out trying to make ends meet to do whatever they got to do to provide. But what about those that was just completely bullshitters? You know what I'm saying? On
Right.
the other side of town,
Um,
laying up with the other woman, taking care of her kids, or
look,
doing whatever he was doing. Because shit, it's
listen.
a full spectrum. It goes all around the
I'm
board.
a,
Yeah, you got
that's
those,
what I'm. That's
but
what I'm going to speak
you
on.
got the bullshitters too.
That's what I'm going to speak on,
And
and
it's
I'm
the
gonna be like,
majority of the bullshitters than it is
I'm gonna
ones that
be,
can stand up on it.
I'm gonna be as honest as it get. And I'm talking about not nobody else, mama. I'm talking about my own mama. God have mercy on her sweet soul. You hear me? My own mama was a addict. She started getting high when I was a little kid. Um, I left my mama house when I was like 9 with my little sister. That came up in a therapy session with my therapist recently in 2023. That's how much I blocked it out. Okay. So I say when I was about 23, she overdosed. She died the same week I had a baby. So,
God rest her soul.
so throughout my childhood, I had many mothers. I had a decent daddy, but my daddy was, you know, put in the system, but not in the way you think. My daddy was a working man. My daddy worked at a steel tent plant his whole life, and he had child support taken from him for so long that he didn't know what his check looked like without it being taken. I was
Right.
staying with my daddy for years. He didn't even know. Like one day he just came home with 10 racks and was like, "What you want?" This was the child support money. I didn't even know they was. That's how long they had been taking it from him. My mother was the one that was asked. You know what I'm saying? My
Right.
family, my grandmother, like my aunts, my mama twin sister, like they the ones that looked out for me. They the ones that took care of me. You know. But as time went on and things like that, like I got married when I was young, I said I was going to do it the right way. I wasn't going to let my kids suffer. I wasn't going to go through this. I wasn't going to go through that. And I knew what I wanted to do with my life. But at the end of the day, ultimately, it was a choice that I had to make. I could have chose to go the other way. I could have chose to be a bum. I could have chose to be an addict. It's easy to do that in Baltimore City. It's easy to just be a dope fiend and don't care about nothing. I could have did that, but
Yeah.
I decided that I wanted something better for myself.
Right.
And when I had kids, I wanted something better for them too. Like I wanted to really give them a fighting chance in life. I ain't want to see them have to leave here at 20 like my brother. I ain't want to have to see them catch big time like me when I was a little girl just for defending myself. You understand?
Yeah.
Cause this is how it goes. So when you talking about the condition of these women's minds, you don't know what that woman went through. You don't know what she trying to overcome. You don't know why she's so damn dysfunctional. I got a lot of dysfunctional friends. Some of them still with me. Some of them, like I just learned recently in life, you might get maybe one, two true like friends like that love you so much. Like maybe, you know,
Yeah.
maybe, just maybe, you know. And if it so happen that if it's God's will that they leave their body, that you just gotta be okay with that too. You just gotta be grateful that you was loved like that in this lifetime.
Yeah.
People have a problem because they don't want to understand what's going on in that person's mind. It's easier to just point at them and say they the problem and never ask why. It's easy to point at somebody and say this is your fault and never ask them why they so messed up.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, I'm a whole type of person. My little sister on demon time. She got like 4 kids by like 8 niggas, like that. Okay, BBL, all that on demon time
So,
will get you.
can I ask a question, Miss Sheba?
Yes,
I got a quick question. I definitely
yes,
understand what you were saying when people, people are going through things from a dysfunctional standpoint,
yes.
mental standpoint. But I agree, and I
Mhm.
agree. A lot of people should try to figure out what happened to them, but it's up to that person as well to try to go get some type of help. Because if you're harming or if you're psychologically torturing other people, especially your children, nobody's gonna ask that question. They're just trying to get away from the toxicity.
It is. It is your responsibility ultimately to get help. But what if you're in a community with a big stigma on that? What if you're surrounded by people or came up underneath people that did not understand that mental health was important?
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
You're
You're
right about
absolutely
that.
right.
Right
Yeah, you
about
right.
that.
Because we
All
all
of
come
us
from
was
that.
taught
Yeah.
that people that went to the nut
Yeah.
house or took medicine, we was taught
Right.
what? We was taught they were crazy.
Yeah.
We dismissed them in society every day.
I hate to cut you off, Queen. I just want to make this point to piggyback off what you saying. And even if we was seeking to go and get some type of help, psychological help or whatever the case may be, then the stigma get put on us just as if we weak or just
Exactly.
as a
So
man.
that's why I work with men every day that I have to listen to them tell me their first sexual experience was with a woman that was supposed to be protecting them,
Speak
supposed to
on
be
it,
watching them, supposed to have been watching over them, and this woman touching you and violating you.
man.
And now you out here violating somebody else, baby, and your life over with.
Mm.
I'm just one of them people God just put there just to talk to you. That's all. They scrubbed my record when I was 18. Matter of fact, I'm sorry, they weren't able to scrub it. They sealed it. You can't get rid of attempted murder in Henrico County, Virginia. Okay? People don't know what the next person go through. You see them on the outside, you see their little car, you see this, you see their little body, their little kids and this and that, they designer this and that, and you think everything is gravy.
Yeah, you
You
right.
so
You
right.
do
And
not know what that person went through.
You
You
right.
understand? I was the
some people stronger
trustee
than others.
to the judge that was handling my case. My life was in these people's hand, man. And I was going away because I wouldn't let my uncle and other responsible adults take a charge for me. for something I did because I wasn't thinking. Okay, because
Hey
my
Queen,
cousin, my own blood, did something to me.
hey Queen,
Okay,
I don't mean to cut you off, but big deal, man. I just want to ask, hey, is it any room for Dwayne Wingate to get
Yeah,
up here on this panel?
yeah. If he want to come up, he can come up.
hell,
I just wanted to know, because he seemed like he'll be a.
Yeah, he
okay.
definitely
Well,
come up. As long as he
he
respect.
did
He
something
seemed
to
like he'll be
me.
good for the conversation.
Yeah,
I
he definitely.
defended myself,
It's all the room in the world.
and
Jump
all the
on up here, man.
legalities that come from breaking the law came, and I had to deal with that. And I was just a kid, but I made a choice, and I had to deal with that. These kids is making choices, bad choices, and nobody is out there to tell them, "Hey, this would have happened if you do that." You understand?
Yeah,
You
When
so
it's
right.
jury duty time, who going to jury duty?
not
You
me.
going to jury duty? You see? Come on now, the ones that's really there, man, they really square, bro,
Yeah,
and they ain't trying to hear all that. And your life in these people's hands. I'm telling you, the only thing that saved me, I was a trustee in the building where the judge that handled my case was at, and he didn't know it was me. Okay, big old case, Farmville, Virginia. Okay, big old deal. And it took three damn psychiatrists to get to the damn truth. And that's the only way I got out of that. You meet somebody like that on the street that's unhealed and unwell in the mind. You think they're going to be able to raise decent babies? You think they're going to be able to produce decent progeny to you? You didn't take the time to get to know this person. You just saw them on the outside and thought it was going to be okay. No, get to see what's going on with people first. Get
yeah,
to know them.
yeah,
I agree with that shit.
How you gonna blame everything on that woman? You ain't get to know she was off in the head. Now
yeah.
you talk about, oh, she won't let me see my babies. How long was you dating this woman before you put your seed in her?
Ooh, ooh,
Talk
she,
that talk.
Yeah, that's true.
But you gonna put it all on her.
she talking.
Cause she got but she had a whole bunch of bastards in the house when you got there to her. Ain't none of them had the same damn daddy.
A whole bunch of bastards.
Shit. Don't get me
Right,
started.
man.
You right. Wow,
Got a
this is
whole bunch of babies by a whole bunch of men, and you talking about somebody better respect you, and you talking about somebody better take care of your child right. Was she taking care of them other five little children right when you got to her? Was you paying attention that she gave them spaghettios and fed you steak?
ooh,
That's
You
right.
don't know you don't know she gonna do the same thing to your baby?
That's right.
Shit.
That's right.
wow.
Hmm. But we
We
gonna
back to
blame
paying
her,
attention.
but we gonna blame her because she the one that's there. It's like somebody robbing the bank and getting stuck holding the bag.
Now
That's
she
how
does
it
have
is for
accountability
women.
though. She has
She
accountability.
does. She does. She does. She will always have accountability until she stand in front of her maker for the gift that she was given. She will always have accountability. She have to look at her accountability every damn day, whether she want to or not.
Yeah, true.
Actually, she don't really because in some cases too, well, we got to keep it real. Some of these women are taking these babies out. They taking these babies out, or they letting whatever boyfriend
Yeah,
they
but
dealing
but
with
but but what
take
are
these
but
babies
what
out.
are the odds? What are the statistics on that?
Okay, I don't have any numbers, but
Okay, because I come from Baltimore City where people really do kill their babies. I know a chick threw a baby slam in the trash can in the cold winter.
it
Okay,
happened. It happened
prestigious
here.
John
It
Hopkins
happened.
sent home twin babies with a homeless girl and found two dead twin babies because they got sent home homeless in a blizzard. It happens. It happens.
Right.
All I'm saying is there's enough accountability to go around. That's
True.
all I'm saying.
We can't get no
Hey,
passes.
who we got in here? That brother Dwayne.
Yeah, we got Dwayne in here.
Dwayne
What's going
Wingate,
on
what's
with you,
going
brother?
on, brother? How you doing?
What's up,
What's
doing?
happening with you? I don't know, man. Y'all, people don't like when I talk 'cause I'm harsh.
Now you go right ahead, brother. Say what's on your mind.
Yeah, we all grown on here.
Yeah, we
Everybody
definitely
grown.
grown.
It's grown. Go
Good
ahead.
evening, Dwayne.
How you doing? People are too
I'm
soft
well.
on each other. That's why we messed up. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like y'all say, take accountability, right? Nobody
yeah.
takes accountability.
We have
Everybody
to.
do what everybody else does. Nobody's an individual. Nobody knows how to be themselves.
Thank you, man.
So a girl having a whole bunch of kids, her friends got a whole bunch of kids. You get what I'm saying? A dude in a gang because his friends in the gang.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Everything's monkey see, monkey do, right? We fell for one of the biggest parts of the Willie Lynch, right? Where it said give one nigga something and the other niggas will try to be the same way or whatever the hell, right? So it's kind of weird, you can't, I don't know, it's hard to help people. Everybody can't be helped. I know that's real mean to say, right? But that's the truth. People don't want to be helped. Harriet Tubman said, I saved 1,000 slaves. I could have saved 1,000 more if they wanted to be saved.
Yeah,
You know what I
if
mean?
they knew they were slaves.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know. I lost all my tears for people. I hate seeing the people dying up in Chicago though. That's real wild.
Man,
Yeah, some people ain't strong as everybody can't be strong, bro. Like that's just not how the world works. Even though we would like that, it's not like that, man.
it's a state of mind. It's a state of mind. The
Not
Everybody
first
saying
can be
that
comment
they
I
can't,
put
strong.
not
out,
saying that they can't turn it around, but let's just be real about it.
everybody
We
don't
can't be
got it
too
in
hard
them.
on them though. We can't be too hard on them, man.
Really, in my personal opinion, it has to start like because you know how you say you never stop learning until you pass away. I always
Hmm.
found that to be untrue. Like what you instill in
No,
children, what you instill in children at a young age, and you have to know better to teach better so the next generation can do better.
What
If
age would
you
you say that is?
all the way, man, like from you start instilling things in them at age 5, 6, 7, 8,
no,
like the
Nah,
formation
no.
of them is
okay, right.
all the way
Let
into
me let me tell you something, right? You instill not to
No.
steal, not to fight, be nice when they're that young. But the critical years is when they're teenagers, right?
yeah, I
That's when
agree.
kids venture out to be with whatever their friends are. You know what I mean? People, all of us are creatures of imitation, right?
Hmm.
That's what I was saying. Like if a parent's a bum or a deadbeat, right? The child's gonna be a bum or a deadbeat because he looks up to that person, right? Or else he don't look up to him at all. But children are creatures of imitation. If you had kids when you 15 and your kids see you like that, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna do the same thing because they're gonna imitate what they see, right? When people say that they want their kids to be better than them, they got to show them better.
I agree.
Like how Big Dale is, right?
I agree. Hmm.
But
Now
a lot of people,
I disagree.
what you said earlier, people can be strong, right? It's just like trouble. It's easier to be weak. It's
Yeah.
easier to fall in line.
Very.
We're all
It's
born with
easy to
strength.
be weak. It's easy to be weak if you know you can fall apart. It's some people we can't fall apart. If I fall apart, everything fall apart. I ain't got no mom and no daddy to send my children back home to if I ain't got no house to live in. I ain't got nobody to fall back. It's me and my husband against the world. Our oldest in college, the next one in Japan in the Navy, the next one in high school, the next one a little baby boy. It's us against the world. It's been like that for 22 years. I walked
That's the way
into
it's supposed to be.
funeral homes with bags full of cash to bury my parents. My husband gave me the money. My husband gave me the money. We've been best friends since he was a janitor and I worked at Wendy's. And we best friends and he a computer engineer and I'm a nurse. You gotta have somebody that you can lean on, but not everybody have the luxury of falling apart.
No, no, no,
I ain't
no.
falling
That's
apart
a
till I
bonus,
leave here.
sweetie. That's a bonus. That's a bonus, right?
Yeah.
That's
I
a
ain't falling
bonus.
apart till I leave here.
Listen to me.
When I
That's a
leave from here,
bonus.
I'm fall apart. Yeah,
You have to stand on your
yeah,
own and find somebody who can
yeah.
stand on their own. It's a bonus when you have somebody like that, right? We all do
Yes,
need a crutch,
it's a
right?
blessing.
But
It's a blessing.
that is a bonus, right?
Yeah,
And that's the
yeah.
thing that us as black people got to get out of too, right? Because we always need somebody, right? Instead of depending on ourselves more, right? If we depend on ourselves more, we can eliminate all the, you know, you know how the gangsters used to talk, right? When you get in somebody's pocket, you owe them, right?
Right.
Yeah,
So
but you
if you can
got
stand on
but
your own, right?
prior to meeting this person, okay? Prior to meeting this person and falling in love in the whole, song and dance. Prior to that, okay, I was got my own place when I was 15, worked legally with a W-2, did taxes for other people at 15, okay? First person in my neighborhood my age with a car. First person in my friend group, okay, to do the things that I've done to this day. Is people doing what I did in my 20s today, and I salute and congratulate them because not everybody gonna get there at the same time. But I was just blessed to always have a mind
Yep.
to keep going and get more because I need it, like cook food because I ain't got nobody to fall back on.
Hmm.
I knew that then. I knew that then. Running into him was a bonus. It was to have a friend that was like me, to have a friend that was just like me. We
Like
wasn't
minded.
all hot and heavy, Yes, yes, but totally different at the same time. From two totally different cultures and all of that. He from Ghana. Totally different people. Totally different people.
And
But
you
on
straight
a
from Baltimore
spiritual
too.
level, straight from Baltimore.
No, I can hear it, right? I used to live on West Pennsylvania Ave.
Come on, I grew up in Murphy Homes, low rise, high
Big
rise,
deal. I appreciate you, man. I'm gonna drop down, man. Much love to all of
low
y'all. I
rise, and
enjoyed
high
this.
rise.
This
Much
was
love
this
to
was
you
great. I
too,
received
darling.
everything that everybody said. Thank y'all so much, man.
Who is
All
Much
who
right,
is
love
brother.
to
You
you
have a
too,
good one, man.
darling.
All right,
And
y'all
you
have a
be
good day.
blessed.
I
who is
will.
that?
This Nil, big deal.
Okay, for sure, bro. For
I
sure.
appreciate you, man. This
Oh,
was a great live, man. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
brother,
oh.
before you go, right?
Okay.
Stop calling women queens, right? A queen's job was to sit there, shut up, while her husband go in the basement and have babies with other women.
Did
Queen
I
is not a
call
good thing to call a woman
did I
at
call
all.
somebody a queen?
No, I was just saying. I was just heard somebody say
Oh,
queen.
that was something to
I,
take with me.
Call my wife
I
a
just
queen
tell
all
people
the
that, right?
time.
Because I
Oh,
hate
that
that.
was
I
something
hate.
to take with
I
me.
would. I would
Hey,
never call a woman a queen.
That's my legal first name. So I mean,
Okay,
you could
I call
call
you
me that
queen because that's your name.
regardless.
But
You gonna
I
call
don't
me
like that
that
title for women.
regardless.
You know what I
Why
mean? I don't
not?
like that title. That
What
title.
did a
what
woman
he
do to
said,
you
say it
to
again.
make you
Who?
to make you
But
not feel like she was a
can I answer
queen?
this real
No,
quick?
I think women can be great, right? But the title
Right.
queen, right? I'm not one of them black people that just take other people's words and try to make it what it means when it's not what it means,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
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 I'll call you a great woman, right? But I'm not gonna call you no queen because I know what a queen did. I know what her role
Okay.
was. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But it's your name.
Yes.
I'm not saying it in a disrespect for your name. I'm just saying I would never call a woman a queen because that's
I
not.
understand. I
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, a woman ain't
I
understand.
done.
was
Look, right?
Like the
I was raised by my
etymology
mother,
of
right?
the word,
I
the
received that, brother. I
etymology of
appreciate
the
that.
word, what a queen did, what her role was, and things of that nature. But the
Yeah.
queen job was to also stand at her husband when it was time to go to war. She was the one with him. When it was time to get down, when it was time to go fight. I mean, they didn't really show our kings and queens, but when you go back, we was the first to record history. When you go back and look at Horus, when you go back and look at Heru, who was with him?
All right.
Isis was with him.
Look, right.
Okay,
I don't like to debate stuff like that with people, right? But that's
Metet
not
was
true.
with him.
You know though.
Metet was with him. Arset was with him. They were together. I mean, when they came and chopped her husband up, she went and got every piece of his wang from all over the place. Fought
Yeah.
for him, was
What
there
you?
for him. That's all I'm saying. I'm not
No,
saying,
I mean it's cool.
and your
I just don't.
personal, you know what I'm saying, that, maybe nobody never was that to you before. And for that I apologize. I wish you had somebody that
Mm,
was that to you, because
no, I'm
everybody need that.
no, I'm really deep on history, right? I'm really deep. That's why I know I be talking like I don't like when people say women are bad. I was raised by my mother, right?
Hmm.
And I see what's going on, right? It's the same way when we was young. Same way when you was young too, big deal.
Right.
When a dude was raised by his grandparents, right? And the grandparent would disrespect the parents, right? That person would have a little less respect for people than people who, you know what I mean? Because sometimes, like now, it's different where the parents ain't even out working; they're out partying. You see them with the duck
The,
lips on Facebook. You know
Yeah.
what I
the,
mean?
the
Yeah. You
hierarchy is not respected no more. I heard a little boy tell his grandmother today he hated her. Do you know what would have happened to me if I said that to Katie Mae? Man, if
I mean,
my
if you don't
daddy or
respect your
one of
mom and
them ain't
dad,
get me,
how you gonna respect anybody if you can't respect the people who brought you into the earth?
that's what I'm saying. Look, back to what you were saying, back to what you said earlier.
know,
If you have a mother, you know, that didn't take the time out to nurture you. I mean, ABCs and all of that stuff is an extra thing, but like, didn't take the time out to say, "Come on, baby, you gotta go to bed from now. Come on, baby, come on. No, 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 we ain't gonna do this. We got to clean up our toys. No, you just got up, baby. Come on, we got to make this bed up. Come on." Like, didn't teach him with love the things that we need to know just as humans, just to be just to function in life. And she couldn't do that with love. She couldn't do that at all. She wanted to go and get a boyfriend or whatever because things ain't work out between your daddy, you know. Ain't nothing working out between her and nobody daddy. And now it's a new baby with a new daddy. And this little child, 5 years old, he's thrown to the grandma and he's telling her, "I hate you. Don't know what hate mean.
Oh,
Don't know
he know,
nothing. Just spitting
nah, he
venom
knows what
out
hate
his
is.
damn mouth." Yeah,
Believe
he
me,
know.
he
Yeah,
knows
he
what hate
do.
is. His mama don't even love him. He know what hate is.
My bad. You right.
You
And
got to
it
think
hurt
about it
my
like that, right?
feelings. I do, and you messing me up because you right. I will never ever 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 argue with anyone who was speaking the truth. You understand? I'm
I
a
just wanted
student
to
of
say I got to
life.
get ready to head out. Shout out to you, Miss Sheba. It's a pleasure speaking with you, and I
Oh,
definitely
same to
understand
you,
respect
darling.
perspective.
hey, King
OG,
brother, much love.
OG, big
Hey,
deal.
brother, you super articulate, right? You need to write a book. I read your book. Hey, you articulate.
Mhm.
Look, hey,
Book of no BS, no
look.
passes. Just going to name his book, "No Passes for No Damn Body."
I'm talking about for real. I like that. Hey, go.
No, I,
No
appre-
damn passes.
I
Take your
appreciate.
nappy
Hey, look,
I,
he tried to throw the robotics here right there.
no, I appreciate. No, I appreciate that. Like I said, I was raised amongst my grandparents, that I definitely looked up to. And like, OG Dale, he understand what I mean by this. But like the way I was brought up, of course I always take it that was lessons that was applied to me from my uncles, and you apply, and a lot of those things you applied as just being a man. Love,
Yes,
life, loyalty, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And that's something that I was
15, 19.
raised on. That's
God
something that I was
that
raised on.
part.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
part. I
So
respect you and I thank you like all your insight. I definitely can't say that you're wrong because it's your experiences and it's a lot of other people experiences, what you lived through, what you've been through, what you've seen happen, and I can't argue with that if that's been your life. All I can say is, may the Almighty bless you and give you good experiences and give you good people around you so that you can give the love, you can receive love as well as give it.
Oh, I appreciate that, Miss Sheba. And like I say, we all disagree on certain aspects, but don't get it confused. I love my people. My people is all I got, and
And
I
your
love my
people
people.
love
Love
you. And
myself.
your people
See
love
what I'm saying?
you.
I ain't got nobody else. I ain't
Don't
got we
nobody
all.
care nothing about, like I said, your book gonna be the book of no passes. And
Yeah.
and, and we just gonna have to throw all the passes out the door that day. But you
Hey,
still our brother and we still love you.
thank you so much, Miss Sheba. I appreciate that. Mob head, shout out to you, brother. Hey, OG,
So,
OG Big Deal. Hey, if your wife was listening, tell her don't be mad at me. I don't mean no harm.
She ain't mad. She never
Oh
said that.
man.
No.
Gonna mess up and don't get none of them. Look, I ain't messing up. I'm getting some of them greens and that cornbread. I ain't
Hey,
messing up.
hey, I'm gonna have to slide. Hey, OG Big Deal. I'm gonna have to slide on you one day.
Hey,
I'm gonna have
listen, hold on before you get out of here though. Hold on. I'm trying to put something together for you. Hold on. I need the West man. Hold on. Give me 1 minute.
Big
Is
Dale
that
got people all emotional on cleanup day.
hey.
I'm in here moving around office chairs.
you see
there it
that?
goes.
I got
I'm finna get
clothes
in it, baby.
folded,
Hey, I'm gonna wait
putting
on it.
summer stuff in totes, putting beach stuff
What's
away,
up, family?
all in my feelings.
Hey, I'm finna
Everybody all being honest. I can't say nothing. They telling the truth.
hey, I'm finna get to it.
I
Hey man,
understand that,
hey,
OG.
hey, listen, man, it's much love for everybody, man, that's on here. Man, much love, family. It is what it is, man. Thank everybody for that was on the panel tonight. Mob here, I need you to put something in the chat right quick. I'm trying to do something for you on the chat right here.
All right.
Not the back chat, the front chat. Hey, thank you, Queen Sheba. Man, thank you, Mob here. Man, Chicago Steel TV, man. Sandra, thank everybody, family.
All right. Dad was talking about that.
STL in the building for sure. St. Louis in the
All right,
building.
season. I'm about to come
Much
down
love
and
to
cook.
everybody, man. I
All
appreciate
right.
y'all. We'll be back. We're gonna get it in. Everybody have a ain't no question. 2:15, family. Everybody enjoy themselves tonight, man. I'm finna get to this meal. Until next time, ain't nothing but love with y'all, family. Nothing but love.
For
I'll
sure.
holler at
Much
y'all later.
love, Big Dale.
All right now, sister. I'll let you
You be
later, Queen.
good.
Yes, ma'am.
Peace.
Yeah, peace.